Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. We're seeing North American stock futures a little change once again this morning. We were in negative territory, but trying to get back to the upside here a little bit. We did flirt once again, the S&P that is, did flirt with all-time highs yesterday intraday, but did close just slightly off of those highs once again, down 0.2% yesterday. Earlier in the day, though, we did get above that 33.8625, which was the prior all-time high closing. Sentiment kept in check, though, once again, as lawmakers continue to struggle to come up with a deal as far as a second COVID-19 stimulus package in Washington. We'll keep you updated on that today. Early positivity in the week surrounding some vaccine-related news seems to have kind of drifted away. We do have some vaccine-related stocks, though, trading higher this morning. We'll touch on those. Some Chinese names in the news this morning. IQ, one of those, the ticker. We're going to get to that on further accounting issues possible for the Chinese equivalent to Netflix. On the data front this morning, July retail sales in the U.S. Were up 1.2%. That is lower, though, than the 1.9% expectation. It is Friday, August 14th, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. There's a look at Asian markets from the overnight session. You can see mostly in negative territory here outside of Japan. Nice look, almost 2% to the upside there. We'll shift over to Europe and have a look at how things are shaping up so far. Pretty red right across the board for Europe heading towards the weekend. We'll move over to North America next and see how futures are looking. You can see back to the upside there for the NASDAQ tech stocks leading the way, but the Dow, basically break even at this point. We'll have a look at the TSX there. TSX futures here in Toronto, 0.13% to the upside. Brazil's open trading lower. We have Bitcoin to the downside again. Crude oil trading lower this morning, and gold also back in positive territory once again, as we saw yesterday as well. We did get a little bit of a reversal for gold prices late in the day yesterday, guys. Some Chinese names back in the news once again today. An interesting look here for this IQIYII. I guess it's the Chinese equivalent of Netflix, moving down sharply on some accounting issues, apparently.
Yeah, worth keeping in mind here, you're going to want to watch Baidu, of course, a big holder in that company. So Baidu moving to the downside as well. And like I said, I'm not going to try to pronounce it. We'll just go with IQ throughout the rest of today. Also, big vaccine news on the IPO front, because we're getting CureVac debuting on the NASDAQ today. That's going to be CVAC.NQ in our system. I'm not sure exactly when it's going to open up. This is a little chart of MPT. I can't really show you anything when it's an IPO, guys. But it should open up, hopefully, at some point, allowing us to trade it on the show, partnering there with Bill Gates supporting them. It's a $200 million that they've raised. $16 is the issue price, guys. So it looks like it's going to be an interesting one for us. I really hope to be able to trade it. Also in the news is going to be NVAX. And again, starting to anticipate 10 to 20% moves almost every single day throughout this week in NVAX. So I know it's going to be back on the radar there, Brendan. So you have a lot of things to watch. And of course, Apple just simply shrugging off the recent lawsuits, and Google also getting sued by Epic Games, of course, as well, over the App Store issues. Doesn't seem like they seem to care too much. Apple to the upside anyways.
Back to all-time highs or near all-time highs for Apple, even with that news coming out from Epic Games as well. Google involved in that, as you mentioned, so we'll have a little bit of a look at both Apple and Google here in the pre-market. Before we get into things, let's get over to the desk and say good morning to Valeria.
Good morning and happy trading day, everyone. Welcome to Trader TV Live. I wish you a great trading day, and we are here to make it only better. Please sign up to our daily free watch list at the link I'm sending on the chat, and subscribe to this channel to receive notifications when we are back on air. Guys, smash the like button and let's get it started. Back to Brandon.
Yes, let's indeed get it started, guys. Here's a look at what is coming up a little bit later in the show. Another great educational video coming your way. Yeah, the importance of volume when it comes to day trading. Intraday, short time frame traders live and breathe on both volume and volatility, price movement. So a lot of great stuff in that video. That'll be 11:45, 11:50 Eastern. Valeria will have the link for you. Keep an eye out for that coming up a little bit later in the show. Let's jump right into what is moving around here this morning, guys. Let's start with Apple. I mean, we just mentioned mentioned it there, a little news regarding Epic Games with both Apple and Google disputing their 30% cut rule when it comes to purchases coming through the App Store for both Apple and Google. So Epic Games discounting some in-game purchases through their own website, which of course Apple doesn't like and kick them out of their App Store. Sean mic, I think, is good now. So, hey, Sean,
we back
here too.
Yeah, I hope my other mic broke, but we got another one on board. So thank you to the team for that one as well. But yeah, look, Epic Games versus Apple. It's kind of like I don't know, we have slaying the dragon thing here, but that's not going to work for Epic Games. Look, Apple, they breached. Apparently, you can buy V-Bucks or something. I say or something, but I've spent probably $100 on these with my kids. But you can buy now V-Bucks in the game, which apparently violates some of those rules that you're mentioning there, Brendan, as far as the App Store getting paid out. So I think it's like a way of circumventing Apple or Google to make any money on the in-game purchases. So, you know what? I mean, that news came out. We were near the high. I think it came out mid-afternoon-ish. So I think that was this drop here from 462.50 all the way down to 457. The market did also pull back yesterday. So Apple was such a huge percentage of the S&P. I mean, what do you expect for that stock to fall back down? But I mean, 462.50 was right here. 462.50 was right here. I made a mistake yesterday taking 460 early on one of these first breaks right here. You know, what are we going to do? 940. It only goes up 50 cents. I like a break here of 462.50. Let's get through some of this garbage. This is a 3-minute chart, so it's back and forth and around. I think if we can break out through this top right here, 462.50 on Apple, it will be a go for me. So we're going to be back on Apple, but I got to wait for 462.50 and a rallying market. Right now the market's down, so Apple down as well.
Yeah, I was looking at a dip yesterday that never came in at about 455, and I think maybe you know, day two here you might get something along those lines in that same range. So I'm going to sort of play by that same play, the 455. You watch out for the break 452.50. I think that you have that high coming in, of course, the all-time high. Secondary push might get you through there. Worth noting with Google, a little bit different on the Android system because you can still get Fortnite, just not officially through their Google Play Store.
Let's go to the Chinese equivalent to Netflix, guys. IQIYI. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that because I can't. IQ is the ticker. We'll call it IQ on the NASDAQ today. Down sharply. Obviously, they reported first off, but now obviously an SEC investigation launched into possible accounting fraud. Another Chinese company being accused of accounting fraud. This is in correlation with a report that came out way back in April from a prominent short seller, Wolfpack. So the SEC finally starting to investigate this IQ, guys. Big move down here.
Yeah, I mean, most of the move is going to happen after market. You can sort of see the drop that we had from like $22 all the way past 18, stabilizing literally in the middle of that range. Always worth noting where some of these levels come in the post market. Right here at 20 even, you see it bounce back and hold twice, both on the first move down and then on the rebound to the upside at about 440 or so. And then you look at the same price in the pre-market. It tried to ramp up to 20, had some trouble breaking through. For me, that's sort of an easy play. We're going to be looking at short. I'm going to be looking at short opportunities in front of 20. A breakout gap fill, fair enough, maybe.
Hold it
but you know, I think sometimes if the market's going to be strong, you want a bust out. You can also play Baidu if you like that stock a little bit better, and we'll maybe get into that stock a little bit later. But 20 even is the first key level for me. As far as a breakdown trade goes, I'm looking at this level as opposed to you know, 1880. I would probably take a 19 even break, but 20 I'd love to fade and then reverse if I can. That's the key level I see from the aftermarket action.
Yeah, it's, look, I mean, we don't know much about, the same thing sort of happened with Luckin Coffee. That was obviously a much more disastrous kind of accounting situation there, but never a good thing when you start getting investigated. So we'll wait to see what that means. But look, a 19 break is pretty obvious to me here. We'll wait for it to happen. I think it probably happens before the market opens. What else is new? We gave you Cisco yesterday before the market opened, 44.50 short, and the next thing you know, it's 42 before we even open the day. So 43. So yeah, anyways, 19 on the short side for IQ. It looks like a great trade. Neil just went over some levels, so we don't need to waste too much more more time, but we were just down here not too long ago. So I think 15, 16, 17, all of this could come into play here today, as it looks like we're going to break through 19. It was also a couple tops here, 19, 1950 and whatnot. So we're already right there. Not a great report, plus you're Chinese. So there's just so much rhetoric right now around Chinese companies with the election coming, and obviously some accounting issues and delisting problems and whatnot. So down 11.5%, you got to watch out for SSR. What that means is you're not going to be able just to market in short. You're going to have to wait for an uptick and able to get short. So we'll wait for that, and then hopefully be able to trade this through 1920 or 19, I guess.
We'll have a look at Baidu here, another one coming up in a second. But a little headline here, guys. I noticed in the pre-market some of the blockchain-related stocks moving around once again this morning. But a little headline here on Marathon Patent, MARA. Up 6.5% in the pre-market. They're going to buy a whole bunch of advanced cryptocurrency mining hardware, it looks like. Already fading this move on that news. So 390 was kind of holding as support here on light volume, but a little bit of a push back to the downside here. Still up 6.5% coming into kind of where we ended yesterday. Nice run up into the close here for MARA. I know it's not on our list here this morning, guys, but worth having a look at, I think.
Yeah, Amara always is, and I think if you're going to be trading in the space, certainly you can jump over to for us at least the pink sheets, and Sean will be sometimes trading GBTC. But I've had some success with not Moderna, Amara there. I've had some success with this name. I think mostly when I catch a good break or an obvious level, and I think the rolling over in front of that 4 might give you that. At this time, with about like 19 minutes till the market opens, I'm usually looking to see if it can test a level to the upside before I would jump into a short. But tighter stops than normal on this name, just given the overall strength that I've seen it put in. The retracement play has been good. I just find if you dig in more than once, I tend to get burned on that stock.
Yeah, like Neil mentioned there's also GBTC, but it doesn't do any volume in the pre-market or post-market. It's a pink sheet name here over on the OTC market. Shout out to Jeff Mendel there, one of our guests that we'll have back on as soon as we start bringing guests back on. But yeah, so if you're looking at Bitcoin and you're unable to actually trade BTC itself, there's GBTC, there's Mara, and Brendan, don't forget about Riot blockchain as well.
How could you ever forget about Riot? Baidu, let's go back to China. Baidu, BIDU, they reported earnings first off, but they also have a 56% stake in that IQ stock as well. So earnings were good for Baidu, beat right across the board, per share and revenue, both handily beat, in fact, but trading lower here on the 50% stake, I think, for IQ, guys.
That's kind of when I said the reversal at like 20 on IQ, maybe you'd prefer to take Baidu there, because if there's a recovery or maybe some positive headwinds, people betting on this not being much of anything in IQ, you had at least good earnings out of Baidu and you're able to pick this up, and they own over 50%. So, maybe that's going to be through like a 120 area to the upside. I would just be sure, I want to be sure at least that IQ's making a move as well. I feel like you're going to have to look at both of these names today. If you're trading Baidu, you're certainly going to want to make sure that nothing crazy is happening over there in IQ.
Yeah, and that's why it's going to be a no-go for me right now. I'm not going to put any risk into Baidu when they have 56% of IQ. So, again, good report, only down for that one reason. So to me, it's a screaming long, but we don't know about what happens with IQ. So, if they have 56% stake in it, we can check the market cap and whatever IQ's market cap is, and potentially going to zero or going down half or whatever. So that's obviously going to affect Baidu. Baidu's a much bigger company, so I don't think it affects the bottom line that much, but very, very hard to play these when we don't know the full story. So for me, it'll be IQ and IQ only. I'm going to stay away from Baidu unless there's a huge monster move in Baidu, then we'll be on it. But for now, I'd rather trade the name in question, IQI.
It's actually bigger than I thought. It's 15.9 billion market cap for IQ. Tesla, guys, trading higher for the third or fourth day in a row here since the stock split was announced, 5-to-1 stock split earlier in the week. Morgan Stanley with the upgrade on Tesla today to equal weight, raising their price target to $13.60. That was from a prior $10.50. Obviously, we are above that significantly, but nevertheless, it was 3%, now 2.5% for Tesla here, guys.
It's like you knew, Brenna. Thank you, Kevin Chang there. We just got another super chat asking about Tesla, and asking you shall receive right there. We're still going to have a look at that 1700 level, obviously. It's still in play from yesterday's action. I did mention, and I'll try to stick to my word here, that I want to be short the first time through A lot of times it's a good short, only that first check. It did get up to like this 1685 sort of range here in the pre-market before just slightly fading back in. I think that gives you a couple of looks here. I'm not going to be shorting the fade in the top, not with 1700 sort of within sights. That's not going to be the play. I think certainly if you can get maybe a bounce play off like a 1640, we've seen a couple of sessions in a row. Maybe if I can just go to the 3 minutes so you can see. A couple of sessions you've had this little dip off the open and then sort of holding the pre-market bottoms, bounce to the upside. I think maybe you can get a little something like that. That would be interesting to me as well. So a couple of ideas to play Tesla. I won't be looking at the 1685 simply because I think 1700 is going to be the bigger level.
Yeah, yesterday, I mean, Tesla's been, here, to zoom it out the last couple of days here. This is 2 days only. The 12th, we were down to 1,400, and now today we're going to be probably near 1,700. I mean, a $300 move in 3 days, call it 2 days, I guess, including today, 2.5. But yeah, so a big time move up here in Tesla, and they are fading this thing right back down. Let's drop this to a 1 minute just to show you guys what's been happening with the momentum right now for Tesla. And yeah, it's going to be a little hard to see because we have some of these wicks, but here we go. They just keep knocking this thing down. Yeah, it's gonna, VWAP is out here at 1667. This might be a decent little level here. It's bounced off a couple times. 666, so 1666. So a little ominous there, but we can watch that level for a break. Look, we have 14 minutes before the market opens, so Tesla's not going to be at some of these levels as we go. But I would just look at it. The top was 1680 in the pre-market, so that could be a level if you're looking at it. I like the 1700 break. Upgrade from Morgan Stanley is good. You know the 5-to-1 split's coming. So Tesla going to be a $300 stock, or I guess, well, we'll see where it is when it splits, but August 31st is the date. So just a couple more weeks until this thing takes off again, and we'll watch that. But look, here it goes. I mean, the spread right now is $4, so we got to wait to see what this does. But I'm looking for it to take out some levels. Yeah, 1675 looks like a juicy one to go long. I think we can get that off the open.
All right, guys, let's go to Novavax. Crazy mover all week long. We saw 2 days to the downside, a big move up, and then back to the downside. So Novavax out this morning saying they've struck a deal with the UK to supply the UK with 60 million doses of their potential COVID-19 vaccine, obviously if it is approved. Novavax to the upside this morning here on that news.
Yeah, we know, of course, we're seeing these deals sort of come through, supply deals for all of these contingencies. Multiple vaccines are out there. Novavax, we've seen the last few sessions here coming hard off of a turn at 190. It did make a great double 2-day bounce off of 110 to 115 area, and now we're back to the upside. I think that 145 that I was watching yesterday, it did trade through in the pre-market, settling down now with a couple of tests at that same price. For me, the first look on NVAX after I've seen those sell-offs is usually to fade the news. And of course, you had the last couple of days with those big moves to the downside. So I'll see if I can't take a shot at that. But look, it's always the same type of entry. I want the buyers to show up at 9:30. And then when that stops, hopefully it's going to be in front of one of these highs here, 47 or 48, and then just try to slam it on the way back down. If you miss it, you miss it. But it's a tight stop to the high of day, so you might end up risking like $1.50, and then we've seen how far it can go. Certainly 142 break would be in play, maybe even 140 at that point. Once that settles down, I'd be looking for the top to get taken off a little bit later on in the session like we've done a couple of days in a row now.
Yeah, I mean, look what happened yesterday off the open here, and it could have the same thing today. You break that high of the day at 128, 129 yesterday off the open right there, 128.50, and then you rock it all the way up to 140. So that's a $12 move there yesterday. The top yesterday, 140. It was actually made right there off the open at 10.10. So then we come over to today, and we look at what today's sort of pre-market top is going to be. It's going to be all the way up here at 148. We just talked about that, but more importantly, it's kind of like a 145 top. So let's see if we can take out 145. We'll go long through that level.
Okay, guys, I want to make sure we get to Boxlight. In case we don't get to Boxlight, just be aware if you're looking at BOXL today, there's an earnings call that starts at 9:30. So right at the open, they will be holding their earnings call. They reported this morning as well. Let's talk about Rocket. Rocket Company is another one that reported this morning. The first report as a public company, recent IPO, was better than expected right across the board. Huge numbers, $5 billion on the revenue side. Adjusted revenue is $5.3 billion. Up 995% year over year. Net income $3.5 billion compared to a net loss of $54 million last year. So RKT here, big time move.
Look, I mean, it's a big number. It's their first report. They just IPO'd, so I don't really want to look over at the year-over-year numbers, but I mean, they're impressive. It's a big beat here. You come in up 8.5%. We've already gotten beat down the last couple of days. I'll show you the daily chart in a minute. I just want to give you the imbalance locator right now. And look, it's a Friday in the summer, so we don't get much interest rate here off the open. That can, of course, change once the market opens, but Rocket is leading the way here with 273,000 shares. I wrote down $21 for the top. That's kind of where we stopped up here, but if you break it back down again, this is just a 1 minute chart. You see how low we got to yesterday, 1840. But look at the daily chart. I mean, this thing, again, the daily chart looks silly because, again, due to the IPO. But we've come all the way. We didn't come from 60. We came from 27 or so. Let's call that the top, 27 and change. We bounce around 24, 25. Then we make that move back down to 18. And now we're just trying to cover this back up. So this little top here, let's call it 21. We made it twice. It's 21 and a quarter. So you break through that. Then you got the bottoms right here of 21, 22. So yeah, this is primed, in my opinion, to go. It just needs to get the rocket fuel behind it, and I think that it could happen today. The earnings report makes sense to me. $20.60. If we can get that off the open, let's take it. But again, we have that market on open order coming through. Sometimes that can influence some of these prices. You only have 8 minutes now to go, so we're getting very close. So I like this 2060. If we miss 2060, let's hope to get 21, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, it's worth noting, of course, that 25 top. So there's just a lot of room for it to rocket to the upside. That's just a horrible pun. Look, I'm also watching this 20 level. The numbers came in and held back at this price a couple of times. That was big resistance, obviously, all day yesterday. And then 2 days ago, that was a nice little close price. So I think we could have some support down there. If there's another way to play this, it might be to see if there's a dip off of the open. I know it's a buy and bounce, but it's not a huge one, and we've seen those sometimes right at 9:30 go the other way. So there might be a shot to catch a 20 even bounce, although as I say it, it's starting to run away. It might just be the only breakouts only, but I would love to be able to play off of 20 right at 9:30 if I can.
All right, guys, let's talk DraftKings here real quick before we get to Arun and have a look at the market. DraftKings also reporting earnings. They posted a 55-cent per share loss, wider than the 19-cent per share loss expected. Obviously, no sports, no gambling. What do you think of DraftKings here this morning, guys?
So we're into Rocket right now. We just punched that long through 2060. Let's see what happens. We got 2058s. I don't know. So there we go. So it must have gone up and then back down. Okay, DraftKings, you asked about, Brendan, and you shall receive DKNG here over on the NASDAQ. So DraftKings, look, I mean, it was a good report. We all saw that. But they did mention, okay, we're just getting wicked into everything here. That was supposed to be a $21 break, but here we go. We're into Rocket Mortgage here. Okay, DraftKings, there we go. I thought the report was pretty good. They guided forward. They said that there's some big things coming through. So we're going to wait to see. I believe in this. Look, the gambling is such a monster industry, especially in the U.S. They have the name. They have, their foothold into this. So I'm very surprised this is down 5%, but it's a volatile name, as we know. But in the last couple days, we're just stuck here in a range, $31 up to 38, which I guess is the 20% range. But we're stuck in that for the last 2 weeks or so. Let's see if we can break it out. It doesn't look like we'll break to the top side. I wish we could have got to this 36.40 level, but right now, no. So I don't really see too much on board right now for DraftKings. That's interesting, but it's 1 million shares, so there's definitely something there.
Yeah, the only thing I was sort of looking at, I mean, it's down 5%. I mean, I've seen this 34.25 from a couple of a couple of days ago, and then right here 3 times testing that same level. If it breaks it, I might take a quick shot here at the open. It's going to take it right now. I'm going to take a shot at this level if I can, just almost right now, and see if we can't work something to the upside. It's a nice level. We're down 5%. I don't think I'd give it past the pre-market lows. It might be reckless. I feel like a lot of times I've been caught looking at the wrong one. Penn has been pretty strong. So we're going to make sure we check that one a little bit later on today, even if this fails.
All right, guys, let's go to the overall market here. We'll bring Arun in and have a look at some of the levels we need to be aware of as far as the S&P is concerned today. Arun, big move down in the overnight session, but we're kind of halfway back, I guess, from that down move.
Yeah, we're technically unchanged from yesterday's close, right? And in terms of levels, nothing's really changed for me. 85 still at the top end, 40 still at the bottom, 20s below that. For me, I'm looking for shorts, potential shorts, if we can get something set up above 75, so between 75 and 85 I look for some shorts. Underneath 65, going down to 60. See if I can get along here. I really want it below 60, but I'm open to kind of flirting in between 65 and 60 if there's a proper setup using 40 as a stop. It's a Friday in the middle of August. I'm not expecting a whole lot. Yes, there was some movement overnight, but at the same time, every time we move, we kind of die off after the open. So that's exactly what I'm looking forward to. I would love to be pleasantly surprised, but of course, expectations for a late Friday in the middle of August is not that high.
Great stuff. Thanks, Arun. We'll check in with Arun again on Monday. HX, guys, another little one moving around in the pre-market. This is another Chinese company down big time, 44%. This thing was absolutely crazy yesterday. It more than doubled on earnings news yesterday, all the way up to 250. We're back to 160 here, coming into this kind of area from a few weeks back on HX. However, just be aware, 160 or 150, sorry, was this pre-market high where the line is this morning. A little bit of a pivot in the morning yesterday. Above that, you got to go all the way up to 175. Also, to the downside, be aware this is $1 right here. A little bit of support coming in around $1. So this is not going to be a huge trade. If it does break to the downside, watch out for $1 on HX, guys.
Yes, you like when those stocks go to penny stock status if you're a short seller. MTP is another one here that I'm having a quick look at. It is on the watch list. It's a Miditech Pharma. It just simply, they had a resale of like 12.7 ordinary shares. It was up as high as, and again, I don't make these up. This is just the pre-market top at 420. It's retraced all the way back below this $3 mark. That's the level I was shorting in front of here in the pre-market. You can see the position I've got on now. I did take some out in front of the actual low. I ignore some of this trade at 6 a.m. No volume down there. So this bottom here at like 255, 260, I am getting about a quarter of it out in front. If it retests 3, I'll try to reload back in some more shares at a better price. Otherwise, just taking 10, 15 cent scalps all the way down. If 250 goes, I think that's another entry point on MTP. So HX, MTP will be involved in. I'm watching Rocket as well, and just got it out there in DraftKings. So 34.25 push on DraftKings. I did take a third out in front of the 50s. We'll see if we can get the rest at 35 even. Already starting to come back to the upside here, and I just got triggered into Rocket in front of 20 with 3 minutes to go. Less than ideal. I kind of was hoping that would happen at 9:30, but we got this. Yeah, we got this one already with 3 minutes to go. Not always the best idea for me here.
No, and that's why we started to get some out up here when we got it in early. Triggered poorly. We're trying to get. I told you guys 2080. I don't know even why we triggered in there or 21. So probably some dark prints, but we did take another fill down there at 25. So we'll wait to see what Rocket wants to do. Hopefully, making moves to the upside would be nice if that can come in. So we'll wait for that. And then we got IQ going through the bottom as well. Hopefully $19 on that one. Let's check back in with Apple quickly here. Apple 459. Okay, so we're still a little bit of ways from this 461-ish level that we wanted to talk about, and the market not really coming down like Arun said. There's not a whole hell of a lot happening right now today, so we'll just wait on that. Fastly, I didn't want to talk about Fastly. If we could get a little mover here in this name as well. This has been beat down. You guys know all about Fastly, but $82 up here yesterday was the high. So I was just sort of thinking, and we're down to 80 right now. Can we get to 82? Yes, but we need to get there before I execute anything. So $82 on Fastly, the name that we like. I like to trade this one through that level, and then maybe even 81 as a top here on Fastly, but 82 more preferred for yours truly with a minute and a half to go. So
yeah, and when you have earnings coming through, sometimes you got to watch out for these spike moves. This is why you want it at 9:30 and not 9:27. You get triggered into DraftKings, took some out for a win, the next half will take for a loss. Overall, going to be basically flat on the trade. But I just got into IQ as well. So a minute to go, in and out of DraftKings, in Rocket, in IQ to the downside. I think at least with IQ, the negative wins are going to help us here. A bit of a separate story, of course. It's approaching the pre-market bottom. I'll get some out in front of that if I get a shot. But 99s, zero slippage somehow on IQ. I find that very surprising.
I have 90s. What the hell? Yeah, I got 90s there and a hell of a lot of shares. So yeah, I lose on that one. Neil wins. Let's wait to see what happens here. I wish I had Neil's price with my shares, but we'll wait to see. IQ short through 19. Let's see how low we can go on this one with only 45 seconds to go. We're in trouble right now a little bit. We have Rocket long and IQ short, so both of them right now not doing well. But the spread is huge, so we have to wait to see how this one's going to open up. But IQ right now and Rocket. So those are the two names on board here with 30 seconds to go. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat here, but just watching DraftKings because it was a crazy shock that we had. Let's not forget about NVAX. I know we only have 20 seconds, but we're looking and anticipating a move, hopefully to the upside that we can fade into with a breakout potential on the other side of that trade. But it's time to drop the countdown. Market is open on a Friday. Hopefully we get a good IPO for you guys today, but we got Valeria on the bell to round out the week. 4, 3, 2, and 1. There is that opening bell. IQ doesn't look like it's going to so Rocket holding the 20 level. Hopefully that can get to the upside for us there. Right now looking like it's going to open just slightly in the money. 20.25 I have to the long side. And unfortunately, not going to get what I expected out of NVAX. It's dropping almost immediately.
Okay, so IQ doesn't look like it wants to do much here on that play. So IQ ripping to the upside right now, looking to break out. IQ 1950 there could be a spike spot to the upside that's where it goes. Now it's bouncing around. So we definitely got to watch out for this one. We were in a little bit of trouble there as it started ripping upside. So we'll wait to see here what does happen with IQ. I'm still hoping for a fade again through this 19 level, and then we'll see what comes after that. But it needs to break through 19 for sure. Or we are going to be in trouble. So let's see what happens here with IQ holding 19 there, Neil. Not good.
Yeah, and that slide to the downside on NVAX, look, it's going to come back up here, and if it tests 145, I'll take one shot in front of it, see if we can't get a fill. I'll try to take like 144 entry maybe, and then something on the other end of 144 with a 145 stop, just in case it does that little retracement slide that we've seen it do before. Rocket, I got to put a stop at that 20 even level because I'm not seeing what I expected. Whoa, NVAX already in the money, a couple of dollars there, but unfortunately only got the one entry. I wanted the other half on the other side of 144. Man, if we can get 140s almost immediately, I got to go ahead and take that if I can. A nice move to the downside, but not the full load because I want it on the other side of 144 from risk standpoint. Doesn't matter, guys. We'll go ahead and take it. We'll slay this dragon for a $2.50 win, but not for all the shares we wanted. Unfortunately, we're going to get stopped out on Rocket. I had a 20 stop. I had the trade probably a little bit too early, and I don't think, it's one of those things where I said I didn't want this trade necessarily before the open, wait for the aftermarket, or wait for the open at 9:30. We're stopped out at 30-cent hit on that one. Brennan, what do you got?
Cisco trying to bounce here, guys. Cisco, big move down yesterday, if you remember, after earnings, but nice look here off the open. Big buy volume through 42.50 there for CSCO, guys.
Oh, man, yeah. Okay, we did get some out there on IQ, nicely down there in the 19. So, 1880, 1886. It looks like we'll probably wind up being pretty flat on this trade to go here with IQ. But now it's ripping back upside. So this could just be one that we have to watch and continue to scalp here because we did get some out there when it did crack through 19. It might give that shot one more time. But yeah, that's a couple times now. The out's been up here, 1935, 1940, 1980. So I don't know how far this thing wants to go, but we'll have to wait on it. We could crack back down below. So far, we're flat on the stock, but we are holding 1890s short. So we need one more crack to the downside for IQ, and that will let us know that we're right or wrong. But here we go. Now back to the upside. So it's just a matter of which way is it going to break? Is it going to break back above this level here, 1940, or are we going to come back and retest? So I'm comfortable with the shares that I have on board right now. Let's see how far this thing wants to go down. Hopefully a lot further than this.
Yeah, let's go, because I shorted that pop up to 1950. I got the 35s in there for a bit of a reload, and I'm going to hang on to a 50 area stop. Unfortunately, over in MTP, we had a winner on the first half of the trade. We got some out right there at the open. We got some out in the pre-market, and then we got stopped, an accidental reverse. Of course, everything that I covered, my stop was for the full load. So look, when that happens to me, I'm not necessarily trying to hit a home run. You're going to see me take it all out within a minute or two for a very, very small win. I didn't intend to go long at that price. It's a 330 test that I was looking for to reverse to the upside. Brandon, what do you got for us?
AMAT, guys, another one that reported aftermarket yesterday. Decent report for AMAT. Just broke 68 there at the open. Straight up to 68.50, up about 5% already, guys.
Okay, we're going to get out of some Rocket here if it breaks back below 1949 or so on Rocket. We'll just dump the rest of what we have. And then I do like a long through 20 again if we can get it. But what are these bottoms right here? He has to be here. Yeah, 20 2010, 2015, something like that. We'll go long again on Rocket Mortgage. And we're still holding out hope here for IQ. We'll see how much this one wants to fall down here. Hopefully a little bit more than what it's doing right now. We've traded Uber in the past, obviously. Uber, one of my favorite stocks to trade. So we'll wait to see what this one wants to do on the downside. Making moves now. We know that news in California, not great. Uber breaking through 30 should be a trade for us. The real bottom, though, is like 29. Yeah, we did this last time when we broke through 30, then it bounced back off. So let's give this one a little bit more room.
IQ. Sorry, IQ busting 19. I'm getting some out in front of 1880 where there was a buyer before, but I'm also looking for that re-entry in front of 145 area on NVAX. Look at it, as I say it at 142.60-ish. I was sitting there. I'm not going to get that fill, so I will jump you guys back over to IQ, which solid reload. I'm getting shares out in front of the low. Anytime I see this sort of bottom in the pre-market, another bottom right here, I will take some profit off just in case it wants to bounce on me. If it does, I'm reloading 19 to 19, like 25 area. I still have that 50 stop. If we break this bottom, there we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Bang, there it is. Yeah, we slaying this dragon. Let's go, IQ. IQ to the downside right now. Big winner alert for me right here. So we'll rock that one up and down and cash money finally for IQ. So we're able to withstand a little bit here. This was nothing. We just took out a little bit just in case. Now we ring the register on the downside. So big time win here on IQ. And yeah, pigs get slaughtered, but we're going to be a pig on this one. Let's see how low this can go, man. 1850, 1860. There is really no bottom here for IQ. So hopefully they've resisted that 19 break. And now we can start getting some out on the downside, but a big win here for IQ. The only other stock we have on is Rocket, and it just tried to break through 20 with no avail. So we are going to still have that 1950 as our out and then use 2015 to get back in. But let's get out of some IQ as we're rocking.
You're going to want to watch in Baidu. Baidu did not take out its bottom, so sort of a little bit of relative strength. We mentioned this to you guys about the positive report that they did have. So if there is a bounce in IQ, maybe back through 19, might be an opportunity to pick up Baidu with a stop at the pre-market lower, like a 116.50. Looks like a solid level, but I need IQ bouncing in order to make that bet, and we're holding short, obviously, so we like this trade, guys.
FSLY still in New York. Fastly, we're still waiting. I talked about that one. We're still waiting for 82 to come through. And why do we like 82? Because it was the high yesterday. So it's actually 81.80. So we'll see if 81.80 can come through. We're still $1 away from that. So still more to come on. Hopefully on Fastly, we can get that very, very soon. Apple makes the move down, so we don't even have to worry about our 462. We did talk about them being in a little bit of trouble with Epic Games. We're not scared of Epic Games at all, but the market is not feeling it right now. So we'll wait to see on the downside here of Apple and what can happen there. But I'm not going to get involved in Apple. I was looking long. I don't have any short sides marked, so we got to wait for that one. I don't know what that means, but I guess Brendan.
Probably Brendan.
One that reported after market yesterday, another one, guys. Farfetch, FTCH, big move down. We're right back up through to 28. FTCH now through 30.5, guys. Big volume coming back to the upside for Farfetch, guys.
All right,
yeah, I'm watching IGC. Check that. I keep saying ICG. ICG here, or IGC. One of these names that's been in play, coming down 22% now after the floodgates opened up on a 210 break through 2 even as well. I'm going to be shorting pops on this. This is sort of a multi-day pullback here after a big-time run to the upside. That's what you see on the daily. It did break this level just now, but I think you can also play off of a 250 if it makes any kind of a pullback. We can use 2 levels. 2 even, I'll take shorts in front of that to 210. If that gets busted, I'm looking for a 250 for a breakout, but also first a fade in front of it. So IGC going to be on this short again today after a nice retracement yesterday.
1665 on Tesla. I was just trying to see here what Tesla was wanting to do, and it's not really doing anything, which is why we're not into it yet. Tesla, yeah, just look. I mean, look at this, bouncing 1670 all the way down here to 1640, and now back to 1660 again. So, you know, unless we really do see something on Tesla, I think it's best that we just stay away from this name for now. But I do like Tesla. It's just a matter of waiting for the print to come through. And I mean, 1660, 1670 maybe there on a break. We're going to revisit Tesla in a minute. It's not doing anything right now, trying to figure itself out. Remember, this is a Friday, guys, during summertime, so we may have to wait a little bit. Here's NEO coming to the downside as well, down another 2.94%. I know that's a name that a lot of you look at, so NEO making moves to the downside. Microsoft as well, trying to bump a little bit. What's up, Brendan?
Remark Holdings, another recent movers here, guys, 7.5%. A lot of activity here in the pre-market. Wasn't a lot of volume, but big move down from 160 down to 130, but trying to move back higher. This thing got as high as 350 a couple of weeks back, if you remember, but Remark Holdings doing some volume today, guys.
Yeah, definitely worth a look. I want to check back in on that HX. Of course, Brendan did mention this one off the bat. I did just get into a DraftKings to the downside. It just broke the low of the day, 33 pre-market, 33.25. Just got ticked into that one, but also going to look at HX off of a 155 area. It just popped up to that price. I think it's going to be an interesting one, but DraftKings, Donkey Kong making a move as well for me here. Look, one of the things about this is that you got to get away from the mistakes that you make and not be married to positions. DraftKings, look, initially I wanted to be long. I saw this redonkulous sell. I immediately took it out, half win, half lose. We reversed to the short side at that little pre-market low. And again, let's just see how this one works out. Penn I might look at for a long later on, but until I see a hard push off of 33, I'm going to try and stay to the short side on DraftKings and see how far we can go down. It is worth noting support at 32 if it can get there.
Yeah, we just hammered DraftKings. That's why you hit that siren there, and why you hear the siren anyways. Hopefully my chart can load. I don't know, it's having some problems right here. I got to switch it back to a 1 minute. It just did crash. So here's the short that we took, 33.25, out 33, out 33. Our best out down here, 32.80s. So yeah, good little out there. We've averaged in, man, do we ever average into this one? IQ, we'll wait to see what happens on this name. We are averaged in now, so if this thing can go, then we'll be nice, but it needs to still go. So IQ on the move downside, hopefully, for us. But here goes DraftKings, and bang, a 35-cent chicken dinner winner for you on DraftKings. IQ still trying to go, and Rocket Mortgage trying to go as well. Brendan has another one.
Another one, China-related, guys. China Recycling here. Craig, CREG on the NASDAQ, 41%, but coming right back down again. Just broke through 4 there briefly, trying to head lower for CREG, guys.
Yeah, I just got some out at... For now, it's going to be the bottom wick. Right here, we got 32.85 on the DraftKings. That's 42 pennies on that trade. I'm going to hold the rest for about a 32.50 area, see if it gets down there. Shorting pops maybe gives you something about like 34.50 on a re-entry if you like it. So far, only shorts, oddly enough, IGC, IQ, both in the money. I did not get that NVAX trade, unfortunately, a second time there. It is the best win I've had, but it didn't quite go back as far as I needed to get that little pullback that we wanted on NVAX. I know the volatility is going to be there. It just never gave me the look at about 143 to 144, but there it is, down through 140. That was sort of the target. I did get my shares out in front of it. It is what it is. You have to stick to your plan.
33.60 on DraftKings is where we'll get out if it does go back upside. Look, I am a little bit nervous about DraftKings here. We've already cashed in a beautiful trade downside, but we'll wait to see what it wants to do now moving forward. So we've averaged in. Our average price is now $18.90 here on IQ. I don't know. I'm not liking this anymore, really. We've averaged into it. It's been a slight winner for us, but it's all position pending right now as we've averaged in, and you can see it's jumping multiple pennies here. 1940, I think, has to be our kill spot on this one, and that's IQ. So we'll see what that wants to do. But we did take a shot on this, and it doesn't look like it wants to work itself out. So we'll wait on IQ. But yeah, just to make sure where my out is. Yeah, 1943. Okay, that's good. So we can wait on that. We'll give that to up all the way to up here. Give it a shot. IQ. We just hopefully this one can go down, and we'll start cashing in. Rocket is right near its kill spot, and there it is. Rocket comes out. So that is a flush down. We tried the long. And I told you, whenever we get long in the pre-market, it's never good. So we try to get out of some. We average in. That really should have been the end of it. But we did hold a little bit. Like you guys know, we hold that last 10% to take that out. And then it does fall right down. So that's not a good trade to start the day there on Rocket Mortgage. Thought it was a better report than it was. And obviously we are wrong, or I'm wrong on that one. So let's try to find another name that hopefully we can start trading a little better.
I'm going to be watching back into MPT here. Of course, we are up on the stock, but you just got to watch out when you have a move like this, a reversal. I did scalp out of this. The 330 broke. Very whippy action up and downside, but 420 was the level in the pre-market high. If it rolls over, it tests that, I'm going to be into the short in front of it. Otherwise, it's a break at 420. DraftKings, I did reload in front of that 50 like I said I would, so 38.5 is the average price. I might take some out in front of 33 again and see how far we can roll that down. IQ, I'm sort of with Sean here. I got 25s and a stop at 50, which means if it's not breaking 19, it's just not a good look. So if it can't break 19 a couple more times, I might just take this trade off altogether.
Let's check out some NVAX here, guys, and just see what that's doing right now. NVAX, we'll have another look at that as we've missed trading that the last couple days, but we want to trade that again. So let's wait to see 141.80 here on an upside. Not bad, up 6%. again, like, come on, charts, NVAX.NQ. All right, here we go. Yeah, 142. That we're right near that VWAP right now. 142.25, 140, 170. Okay, so I don't mind this little level here, 142. If we can break through 142, let's take a shot on the NVAX long. See if we can't get back up to this high of 144. So 142, we're going to go side on NVAX, guys, which is coming up.
Absolutely. Might have missed the rollover. I was waiting for something a little closer to 4 even on NTP, but it looks like it's bouncing to the downside, a little bit shy of that level. Brennan, what do you got for us?
No little one, guys. We've traded recently. Blink Charging here up 6% this morning. They also reported aftermarket yesterday, record Q2 revenue. But yeah, kind of disappointing here. Having trouble with 12. It's been up to 12 a couple of times. Trying to fade this move back to the downside. This thing's been on a tear, to say the least, if you have a look at the daily chart, guys.
Yeah, and DraftKings for me, I'm going to get stopped. It does break past that 50, so the reload's going to lose. We had one nice short. It did get out near that bottom. Let's see if it can't roll over at some point, and we can take another trade in here. I would like to see, once it bounces at 50, maybe it gives you something in the 34 range for a short, which I would like a heck of a lot better than the one we just had. On IQ, we still have to the short side. That is, sorry, not IQ, I should say IGC. We still have to the short side. I did put a bbid down here to get some of this 202 out at about $1.90 or so. It just bounced off that price. I was looking to reload probably a little bit closer to like a 205, 210. So I don't quite have as many shares as I would like here. However, this could be one of those retracements like day 2, day 3. We're just sitting in the short all day long. So every time it pops to 2, you'll probably see me reload. If it breaks the bottom, you'll probably see me jump into some shares there as well. So lots of ways we're going to be playing this, but south side only below 220 all day long, hopefully on IGC.
Okay, so there's NVAX 142 try, out 141, hold 10%, and then out again. So that one falls back down. So right now we're really just chilling out, waiting for something to happen in IQ. I think we have this one. We'll wait to see, but right now IQ looks like it wants to try to go downside here. But again, there's just so much volume right now, and I don't know which way these guys are going to break. I mean, there's icebergs all over the place. Like, look at it trying to break 10, it can't. 10 just keeps refreshing here on EdgeX. Finally breaks. Now you're starting to move a little bit to the downside here. So I think IQ could be a winner, but right now it's not doing much. So here we go, breaking back down to 19. We're short 1896 here. We do have a follower right now, so we'll wait to see how far it wants to go down. But see, now we can't break through 19. So here we go. Let's see if 19 breaks.
Sean, it's a good point that you see at your level too. It's short sell restricted, so you see the buildup of the offer. People that cannot hit that bid without an uptick. That's actually not a bad sign for the short here. So I kind of like this a little bit more. I'm short here as well. If it breaks this, that means it's legitimate selling, people that are getting out of their positions long side, and that can be good for us on the break. And there goes that break, the pent-up demand following it down as everyone cannot hit that bid. Brennan, what do you got?
China Automotive System. Basically anything with the word China in it, in the name, is going to be moving today. So this thing's doing, let me double check here, CAAS doing 215 times its normal volume to this point today, guys. 350 up here, a bit of a level on the way back down already for CAAS, guys.
As soon as I say it, it slams that 19 down and then comes right back up in IQ. And I said if it tests that and holds it a couple more times, I'll take some shares off. I just went ahead and did that. I had 25 short as an average price. This is what we had, our second entry on this little pop. I'll take some at 19. I'll get back in maybe in like the 25 to 30 range if we can. Otherwise, let's just see what will happen a little bit. And yes, Sean, G. Mills, I will explain that a little bit slower next time. When we see this pile up again on the level 2 on a short sell restricted stock, we'll try to get you an explanation a little better there. But here we go. IQ, I need to be short this name, and I'm trying to be short it as long as it holds that 1950 area. It feels like at some point it really should go, and I'll regret it if we're not in this when that does happen.
Yep. Rocket Mortgage. I mean, I'm thinking about going back into this name at some point. RKT. Okay, here's IQ right now, but let's go over to Rocket Mortgage quickly to see what's going on there. I'm trying to get back into this name, but we don't have VWAP back till 20, so 20 is not a bad spot. Let's go long if it gets back to 20, but other than that, we're not going to touch that. We've averaged back in to IQ as well, so that name's going to be the one that we just keep on watching and waiting for something to happen. But Brendan, again, what's up, bud?
Just checking Party City. Not seeing headlines on Party City, but another one moving today, guys, on decent volume. Volume spike there through this high from yesterday, so nice look for Party City. City up 11.5% again today, guys.
Party in the city.
Another one on the move, of course. So we had the earnings in Peloton, actually bouncing the upside, getting to 68 almost off the open. Just came back in and is testing the pre-market low here at 66, which was a level I actually had written down for possible support. I had stronger support, like over $1 lower than that, like 64.80 to 64.90, but we'll test 66 first. If it bounces here, I think it could be worth a decent look to the upside off of that. I just have to get, I thought I'd get more shares of IGC bouncing upside. Doesn't look like that's happened. So it's going to test this low here at 185. I got 202 short, and I got to find a different way to get back in. I think it'll be like 194, 195 on any kind of a pop. And if we break the low at 185, maybe I'll jump into some shares that way as well. IGC coming off heavily. It's also short sell restricted, by the way, so can't hit that bid.
I'm going to give IQ to about 1925. I've decided after looking more into this thing, we'll give it to about 1925 and see what IQ wants to do because the market's coming down here and it's not even falling. There's too many icebergs on the bid. We saw it crack. It didn't go down. So, I mean, how many times are we going to give this one a shot here? But we are giving it another one. So we'll wait to see 1925 though. Brendan, what's up?
FAMI, another one that's China-based. This one actually has news though. They signed a new deal to import mushrooms. They make or grow mushrooms, export them all around the world. So they signed a new deal to export into Canada. So some mushrooms coming from Farmini is the name of the company. FAMI, 46%. Decent volume here, guys.
Attaboy Farmini. Okay, DraftKings, what? We got long there by accident, I think. I don't know what happened there. I must have pushed the wrong stock. So let's get out of DraftKings right away. Did not mean to get into that one. DraftKings just keeps on falling. We were short. We did get out of DraftKings up here. But now, oh, that's why, because I had a little bid sitting there. So now it comes right back to the downside. So obviously, we should have held that one as we can see what the damage that DraftKings now doing out of the short side. We were short that one. And again, out here because this bottom 33.50 was broken. But that was a horrible out. DraftKings, still a positive name, but we should have still been on this. As you can see what's happening to the name right now, fading right back down to day's low. We're about to go down 10% here on DKNG. So DraftKings right now, not the winner that we thought it would be possibly. I said it wasn't a horrible report, but they did guide higher. So that's why we were sort of not short initially, but the market's punishing DraftKings right here.
Yeah, I mean, the guidance is the reason I played the initial long on that one. And as much as, you know, I can still end up on the stock, I'm not happy with me taking it off there. Maybe try to stop, but we'll revisit that one a little bit later when we're reviewing. But MTP here, I need to get back to this name. It's rounding out between the initial break at 330 and, of course, that 420 high. So it does feel like there's going to be a quick little opportunity for us in front of 4. I'm going to fade in front of it. I'm always taking the short on a stock. It's up 100% if I have a double top. And this is what I'm going to do here. So it's going to be like 380 to 390 of an entry. If you give it to 4 even, you'll probably regret it if it holds, or if it breaks that and then holds 420. So for me, it's a 420 stop reversal to the long side, but I need that short up at about 380.
Yeah, we did seek a little bit of revenge there on NVAX. Not that it was a revenge trade at all, but we went long again at that same spot that we went before, 142-ish, 142.20, and cashed them out even above 143. 143.10, our best out right now. So this is a 70-cent winner right now, 80-cent winner. Let's see what happens if it breaks through 143. There it is. So we got $1 on board right now with NVAX. Swish, swish. We lost $1 the first time. We'll try to make it back and more right now as NVAX going through the roof right now. So a nice little trade here on board for us through 143. Let's see how high it wants to go. We got the shares on, guys.
Yeah, just having a quick look at one of our other good friends here, and that, of course, is going to be MARA. Brendan did give this one to us. It never gave that entry I was looking for off $4. That's why we don't have a trade here just yet. Sliding to the downside, but sort of worth noting, there was this level coming up at like 350, which could be support. If it is, I'm probably going to be jumping into some shares. I get some consolidation down here. I'll take a long in MARA with like a 350 stop, no problem. We're about 15 cents away from that, and I need to see it hold before I jump into that party. 145 was the level for me on NVAX here, which we could potentially get a break through that price. I did fade it once for 250 winner. The second time through, I'm not going to like it as much, but I'm still going to take the trade anyways, guys. I'll take the short in that 144-ish range with a stop at 145, but it's a very, very strong move up. I need to see it roll over first, and then we'll jump into that short.
Yeah, there it is. A nice little $2 win right there. $1.70 win there on NVAX going long 142.28. Unfortunately, like I said that first time, we just got out, man. I mean, 141. Thank God we were able to get out some there to preserve some of this trade on board right here again. So the double long logs out here for a flush, and now we take advantage. We just got some out there, 143.90. We're still long, 142.28. So let's see how high that one wants to go. Our IQ is putting us to sleep, guys, but I still think there's a potential winner here. So I don't know what to do. We're still giving it to 19.25. But look, this is what's happened before. This is what Neil was talking about. You get the offer building up because it's down less than 10 or more than 10%. You're unable to hit the bid to go short. So you sort of got to line up here and wait for someone to hit you, which is what they're doing, which is why I don't like it. This thing should have faded back down already. Yep. It's not doing that. So right now, IQ is going to be a loser if you have that one on board. NVAX, let's look to get out of it. Now it's $1, fading off that 145 like Neil mentioned. What's up, B?
Another one moving downside today, guys, after earnings. PaySign, prepaid card provider, big move down aftermarket. You can see 27%. However, 740 down here seems to be a little bit of support. Monster relative volume on this one as well today. Watch 740 here for PaySign, guys.
Gonna have a look at that pace in just a quick second, but I did get the entry back into NVAX. It's slowed up a little bit off that level. It's gonna be a 145 reversal to the long side for me. We'll take some of the profit, roll it into the second short, but this break I think gets you to 148, which is that top. We were looking at the daily chart. I won't bore you with it now because the next trade is gonna be on this 145 break, hopefully into like 47, 47 half, giving you like maybe $2.50 before I would be getting out of that trade. If it rolls over here, fantastic. If it doesn't, it's some point in the day, I'm going to be looking at the 145 break, even if it doesn't happen now.
Go, guys. Yeah, we're $2 plus in the money, $2, $3. Let's wait to see if we get it. I'm waiting at just ahead of 145 in the 90s right now. So we'll see if we can get out some of this trade for a nice little big time win here. We went long 142.28. It's too bad this never happened the first time because then we would be monstrous on this trade. But we did have to get some out. So NVAX right now are making all the monies back on this name. So let's just wait to see how high this one keeps on going. We'll see if we get some out. It does not touch 145 there. So we'll see about getting some out now as here it comes fading back down. Our outs are going to be somewhere similar to there. Hey, what's up, Ms. V? Thank you so much for that. A nice little refill there on that. So NVAX taken out here, 144 in change. We'll see if we still want to go to the top, but right now not really doing that. And our IQ, man, it just keeps on doing the same thing. It fills, it goes up, it comes back down. I have too many shares to average into this one, so we're just going to wait to see what happens on IQ, hoping it breaks 19 again and actually continues its march to the downside there. If that can happen, then yeah, we'll giddy up on that. Here goes NVAX again, looking to get some out, 144.30 right now, guys.
Yeah, and here's this.
There it is.
Here's Baidu, guys. It continues to hold the bottom end of the range. I need IQ to bust. I'm now reversed to the long side on NVAX 145, but I need Baidu to break to the upside here. IQ, if I take this off, I feel like I'm going to jump into Baidu to the long side almost immediately there. But 145 breaks, so we have one winner to the short side, one loser to the short side, and now we have a long. We'll see what happens in NVAX. I really like this Baidu 116. If it holds this bounce here and IQ holds 19, I think it's a 117 break on Baidu to the upside.
Yeah,
remember, they had a good report,
Here
guys.
we go, NVAX. Yeah, nice little move here. $3 winner right now. We don't have any orders to get out of this one. Maybe upside, what is this, 147 and change? Yeah, I just wish we would have had this the first time around and we wouldn't have had to suffer this pain. But right now we go to the upside on NVAX. What a big win that was. We will rain down the money on NVAX today. I know Neil and I are doing really well on this name, so good for us, I guess. Okay, Macy's right now, upside as well. Thank you again, guys, for joining. If you can, please share the show. There's a share function on YouTube. Would love it if you guys could hit that share. Let's get some more members. Let's get some more people watching the show. That's what we're all about, eyeballs, man. And then you could join us all on Twitter. I'm on Instagram, but Twitter is probably the best way to get a hold of any of us. Macy's upside now, no shock there, as retail sales were higher than expected this morning. So Macy's now making that move to the upside. I'm really pissed off a little bit about DraftKings because we did have that one dead. We're flat on it, but we should have been up a lot because we did have this short. Unfortunately, get blown out of half there. So half out there, half out there. Looks like a flat trade to me, but then it does go all the way back downside. So that and Rocket Mortgage, we're going to look to make some more money on.
Yeah, I'm still enamored with Baidu here just a little bit, and I feel like as much as it makes some sense to possibly pick some up with support and IQ, as much as I'm still sitting in the IQ short, I haven't taken it off. I have a 1950 stop. I'd love them to simultaneously break. That'd be nice. I'm just going to go ahead and say, look, if I have to be in both at the same time, it is what it is. I'm taking a 117 break to the upside on Baidu. it's showing enough strength for me here that I need to take this shot. It's basically resisting, so if you catch a break to the upside with momentum, as long as IQ isn't cratering, I'm going to go ahead and take this fill. It just feels like with that positive report, again, we might not get news or an update on this story, till like next week or even later than that, and you don't want to be sitting on the sidelines with a possible trade opportunity. Baidu holding nicely at this bottom.
Yeah, and yeah, IQ's not going to be cratering anytime soon. We're actually going to get out of this very soon. So
it's about to break 25, yeah.
Yeah, 82.70, 82.80 right now coming through. I don't mind this little level here on AMD. It's bounced off 82.80 a couple times. There goes IQ. So we'll flush ourselves down the hole there as it breaks through. Did it break through 25? I don't know. There it goes. Yep, so we did get out of that one. So a loser on IQ. Could have been a lot worse. Thank God we were able to get some out down here. I'll be back on this name, but right now it's too strong to the upside, so we got to flush out of that stock, guys. There goes IQ to the downside. But NVAX still that $3 winner, so making our loss there a little easier to swallow as NVAX going to the upside and IQ, yeah, falling on its face there at 25. What can we do there? We apologize for that trade, but it was a nice win. Our best outs are 1860s, so we did have that, but right now it's ripping against us, and it's ready for happening now with Brendan at the big screen.
Hi guys, yeah, 10 o'clock already. Let's have a look at North American markets. We are red here in the U.S. specifically, but just barely, 0.06% for the S&P. You can see the Dow leading the way to the downside, about 0.3% for the Dow. Tech stocks trying to get back into positive territory here. The 100, NASDAQ 100, already positive, but the composite not so much. The Russell, small caps, leading the way, 0.6% to the downside. Here in Toronto, the TSX, same story, 0.25% in negative territory. Down in Brazil, 0.8% to the upside so far. They've had a great week. Nice look for Brazil. A few things moving around here in Toronto. Cannabis names were strong at the open, have come right back down though. We can see a nice move higher at the open initially for weed here, but all the way down to 22.50, trying to bounce there. Decent volume behind that one. For Canopy, some of the banks also a little bit weak at the open here. RY, big flush all the way down to 96.80. Trying to bounce right now back to yesterday's level. Same story for TD here. We did actually gap down on TD, but straight higher, holding 63.50 here. Not so much on the volume for the banks, but they are somewhat leading the way, trying to get things back into positive territory. Guys, back over to you.
One name that's sort of been a theme throughout the week, we talk about recovery type stocks that are positively affected by a good recovery. Macy's, another push to the upside off 7 even. Look, missed out on this trade, obviously. It's heading towards that 750 mark. A bit of a breakout. We talked about this the last time through like 730. We don't have a lot of levels back to the upside here. If it can hold above 7, maybe we'll be supporting and defending that level today, and then also maybe next week as well. Baidu, it got like 20 cents away from triggering that 117. It looks like it's coming back in here, and IQ holding 1950. So no entries on either one of those guys, unfortunately. But Macy's now on the radar. Watch for a 750 break. More interested in possibly picking this one back up around 15 to 25 as well to the downside, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to wait for Macy's, breaking that top at least, 742 at least there to the upside. So, NVAX bounces a little bit, so we're going to get some out right here if we can. And there it is, a nice little $3 win. They're catapulting ourselves once again on NVAX. So, in, out, good trading there on this name. So, NVAX, a good win for us, finally. Got a nice one there, so we're happy with that. I thank you again, everyone joining us today on a beautiful summer Friday. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. Any members on here want to talk to us and give us some symbols, you are more than welcome on the chat. Valeria beside me running the chat right now, so you guys can definitely hit that up if there's anything you guys want to talk about. There you can see her there. Give away, Valeria. There she is. No, on this side. There, I don't know. You can see. There she is. Hey, what's up, Valeria? Okay, NVAX, good out there. 145.50 now on that name. So we're rocking and rolling here as we get flat. The only position we have on right now is a small little long here on IQ that we get on the way back down in. So we're going to wait to see if it does take out anything more to the upside now, including 1950 backside now. So we're going to give this one to about 1920, but it's a small position just to see if it does want to get going there. We were wrong on that name. So DraftKings still wrong on that as well. 33.50. We need to have that as a bottom. This has been the missed opportunity for me today because we should have traded this a little bit better, but I still like this 33.50 top right there. If we can break that, then let's go long on DraftKings. Maybe it's going to retrace back to high. highs here, guys.
Potential break trying to happen here in MTP. I did short in front of that 420, of course. Immediately reversed to the long side. Did get some out there when it spiked up to like 33. That's the current high. I just got that little top wick. It's trying to pull back in, and I'm looking for places to maybe reload. If it takes out $4, I mean, it's going to be hard to hold through 4 even break, unfortunately for me on this trade. But I do still like this break. 420 was that little double top action we're looking for. If we get to even a tiny bit of consolidation in front of 4, I'll likely load back in and then see if we take out that quarter again before I get any shares out. But I'm not holding past 4 even. It was such a good short and earlier on in the session. And if it does fail here, I think it goes all the way to 350 on a 4 even break. That's why I'm not going to hold past that.
Yeah, I was just looking at Nikola as well, and I don't really like anything that I'm seeing there with this name, Nikola. I mean, it has to get to 46, I think, at least before you get interested. 45.50 is downside right now. Nikola, big move yesterday in the open there, as you can see, before coming back in and just kind of basing out here at 46. So that's why we'll look to see if we can get back up to 46 again. We're still a little ways away. Not that $10 is that far for Nikola. We know that can happen, so we are definitely waiting for that one on board, but that's going to be Nikola up to 44. Tesla, again, we wish we were able to trade this a little bit for you today, but not New Zealand. And on NASDAQ over here, Tesla.nz, no, hit the update here. Come on, charts, you can do it, and bang, there it is. Okay, this is just a 1-minute chart, guys. You can see Tesla not doing anything. We touched down here to 1640, back up to 1660. I mean, it's doing something. It's range bound, and it's a $20 range. So if you can handle that, great. If not, then sorry about that. IQ right now not doing anything but looking to make a move. It's just hovering around. It's doing the same old 4 or 5 cent spread here. We're long at 37 waiting for something to happen, but it doesn't look like there is anything happening on this name. So IQ right now looking for some top side here. And again, my chart's staying on Tesla. There it is. Nice. What? Okay, we got out there some at 1949. That's a good out. So we just take that out right there for 12 cents. We're going to wait to see now more upside surprises here on IQ.
Yeah, I can't pull up the chart for you guys, but I'm going to show you at some point IGC about to take that 210 area. Let's watch out for this. I did mention I'm reloading in front of that 210. If it breaks, we're all done. So similar to MTP, but reversal. 4 even breaks on MTP, and I'm out of this breakout. If 210 breaks on IGC, I'm out of that short retracement play. NVAX, I mean, once again, I will get you to this name because it breaks 145 a couple of times here. It's been trying to shake me out. I did take a quick scalp and then a re-entry. I did not catch this bounce, which is horrible. I got to get this on the way back up at 144. I still have a target out here up at 147 between that and 148. So that's going to remain in place. If we can catch that $2 that we've been looking for the whole way, we'll be happy with it. 148 to break on its own anyways, guys. So watch out for that level. You can certainly play it. I was going to, well, I can't talk about Baidu because it's still, I'm very, very shocked at the lack of volatility in Baidu since the open. I think it's going to break out at some point. It just hasn't happened for us. So I'll show you IGC here. I got back some more shares in on the pullback to 210. Actually, check that. 220 is the stop. Why did I say 210? We're going to be getting shares in at about 210 on our reloads, and 220 is the stop. That's the correction. Right here before the open, that was the top. Brennan, what do you got?
One from the energy group, guys. Southwestern, SWN in New York, big move to the upside, 4%. They actually had an offering announced in the pre-market here. It was 290 was the offering, so pulling away from that to say the least, but big time volume. Already 20 million shares on Southwestern, guys.
Okay, Southwestern, we'll definitely look at that 20 million shares. What was the symbol again, Brandon? Oh, yeah, SWN. Okay, it's probably on New York. So let's go over and have a quick look on that one. Yeah, $3 name. So not really my cup of tea, but those of you guys maybe were looking at that. A good break. When you get volume like this, breaks normally can hold. So watch out for 306 there on SWN. Thank you, Brendan, for that name. MSFT to go as well. Microsoft, 209 here on a break could be a good one. You do have VWAP up here at 208 and change. 209, again, it's pretty choppy. There's no doubt about that, but there is 209 right now. Why do we like 209? Well, yesterday here, 209, we stopped out a couple times up here, 209, 209, 209, before finally breaking and going to about only 209.20. So unless the futures go, we're not expecting a big move out of Microsoft right now, but I do think we could get some love if we get back through 209. That was this little wick down. We did bounce a little bit off that here this morning. The high is only 209.40, so we're not expecting a big mover on Microsoft, but I do like the look here at 209 to go long on Mr. Softy.
Yeah, I'm going to flush myself down the toilet, but again, sometimes the best move you make is taking the hit while it's there. I mentioned 4 even. If it broke 4 even on MTP, very likely to see 350. This is why you cannot get stubborn about it. Started scalping it out here at 430. Got the top wick on some of our shares, but unfortunately the rest were getting out on a 4 even break. So we'll take the hit on MTP. We'll flip the fight another day, but let's see if we can hold this 340 range. If it does, give you some consolidation. Maybe there's a secondary push, retesting those highs. I do have a stop to go short if it does break that 340 from a little bit earlier. I can use that in consolidation for a bit of an out for my long as well. So double duty action there. We just resisted 147 on NVAX here, so looks like we got very, very close to my target, but we did not quite get that fill. But MTP has not stopped falling yet. First bounce just right now at 350.
So Macy's, we're in now at 46, and it is having a problem for some reason with 46. Up and down and around. Look, it keeps resisting. It tries to break and then doesn't. So let's get out maybe of some here, but it looks like it just wants to keep resisting some 46. So we'll dump some at 45. Hopefully the 46 can break, and we'll be laughing that one all the way to the bank. But right now it's having a problem at 746. So we'll dump a little bit there just quickly. I was sort of expecting for it to crash right through that, but that did not happen. So now we got to give this one a little bit of a move. There it is, 749, 750, nice little move there. It finally gets through 746, but then stops at 750, and we did not have any orders out, unfortunately, to grab that. But here we go, right back to the upside. Long Macy's, 746, a decent play here. So there it is, out some at 49. Let's just get this one going to the upside. What up, B?
Yeah, retailer strong, guys. Kohl's as well, 3.5%, kind of begrudgingly being dragged along with Macy's definitely leading, but KSS worth a look as well, guys.
Okay, we're out.
We got a break story in Baidu. Baidu finally broke that 117, so I am triggered into the long. They're watching for a 118 move. That's the opening range here. That's going to be the target. Of course, not going to let it go past that low of day.
Okay, 52s, another win for us right now. Hit the swishes going through. 53s, 52s. We gave you Macy's, the big hot dog winner right now for you guys. Bang, that one out. Nice trade on Macy's, guys. Long 46, and again, when you use bigger shares, you make that money. So there we go, out a little bit. We talk about scalping and being disciplined. Some out there 52, some out there 53. Let's go this one now. Macy's, let's see how much we can hold now to go to the upside. We're going to give this one all the way back to about 39 or so. So it'll be a roughly a flat trade now if we get to 39s, but Macy's on a breakout. 8%'s a lot, but we did get good retail numbers. So right now we're going to see how high Macy's wants to fly to the upside. 760. Let's see. Let's just check out a daily chart here.
I'll give you two, guys. NVAX just broke 148, so of course that means we got the over $2 winner on that. So we got a $2 winner to the short side. We did have a scalp short that we lost a buck on, but we got the long as well. But Baidu as well moving to the upside nicely. We talk about, I just mentioned, of course, I had a target all the way at 118. This range, I'll take the first third out here at between at about 117.50. Was a nice break. We sort of waited for this one, and I'm glad I didn't get too stubborn in IQ to the south side. Baidu showing that relative strength. Again, they do hold 56%. You have to watch the headline. But if it breaks 118, I'll only have a third on. See if it can't make a move towards that high. Look, if it breaks 119.12, I'll be flat for sure and reassessing that trade. It's already that time. Is it really? 11:10. Time for some upgrades and downgrades. Let's go to Brendan at the big screen.
Indeed. Let's get you some more symbols to look at today, guys. Upgrades over here, downgrades on that side. Some travel names on the upgrade side today. I did note that some of the airlines and cruise lines in the pre-market showing a little bit of strength as well. Hilton having a nice day on an upgrade. Marriott, not so much. It was negative. So back to positive territory. And Tesla, we mentioned, with an upgrade today as well. This one, Vroom, one we looked at yesterday, VRM, downgraded today, but no one seems to care. Hilton here, 1.4%, nice day. 85.50 ended up being this level support. We're up to 86.75. Nice move for Hilton today. Vroom, yeah, back in positive territory versus yesterday's close here. This thing's up 55 was support. We're approaching 59. $4 move to the upside for VRM today, guys. Back over to you.
Just seeing that note, Russell, I'll get a look at our mRNA Moderna in just a quick second here, but I am watching IGC. I did take a couple of re-entries in front of that 210 that I mentioned. 220 is going to be my stop. Look, I mean, if it breaks that price, much like I thought about MTP when it broke that 4 even to the downside. I thought it would go to 350. I think we have a good shot at 220 breaking. You're looking at like 35, 40 before you run into any congestion there. So I will be watching that name heavily. Pullback opportunity here in Baidu. I'm going to take some more shares in front of the low. And keep in mind, if you're trading this out of the corner of your eye, always have IQ up. If that thing flushes through that even dollar, I'm going to be taking that one out in Baidu as well. So reload in Baidu, just make sure IQ isn't going, but also getting more shares short here in IGC.
Yeah, I can't believe IQ did that move there, and when it came all the way back down, we were hella short that name, so we miss out for sure on the IQ love there. So
yeah, the low's about to break any second now.
Yeah, I know, I saw that. Yeah, we should have been on that one harder than we were. Well, we were on it very hard, but IQ, we watched that one go through. So damn it, missed opportunity there for sure on IQ. Okay, 745 now on Macy's. We've already taken some out here. 54 was our high spot. We're going to give it back to 40. Can't be a loser now, but if it does break back down, then that is going to be roughly, again, just another flat trade. Look, this is what's happening today, man. I mean, the market's just not doing much. It's going up and down and not making the moves. And a lot of the stocks that I have on board now just don't want to give the trades and follow through. This Macy's was a good one, which is why we cashed out of like 40%. So a good little move there. But what's up, V?
Hi traders, and welcome everyone who joined us for the first time. Please subscribe to this channel and catch our live trading show every day at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Also guys, we are now offering membership, so if you want to support, you can join our community on our homepage. You can find join button right next to subscribe. And of course, please support and smash the like button. Guys, 1K likes is already a tradition. And if you can, share the link of our stream with your friends, family members, or anyone you find proper to share. I'll see you later, and back to traders.
Thank you very much, Valeria. I did promise I would have a look at Moderna. It's making a big move to the upside. Just broke 70 before failing back in here. Well, obviously, if you had that breakout trade, fantastic. It hasn't given you too much reason to get back in unless you had a 70 trail. That's up to you in your risk parameters. I'd be watching to see, and I got to go to the daily chart to give you an idea here. I'd be watching to see us actually hold a consolidation at this range. You are looking at the 50 period that's being sort of seesawed around here. So as much as that looks like a big move up, it's got to sustain some buying in front of that 69.50. So consolidation here is a lot stronger than you'd actually think under normal terms when you look at that daily chart. Brendan, what do you got for us?
I feel like it's been a few days since we talked about Co-Diagnostics. So let's have a look at CODX, reported after market yesterday, guys. Big flush on a miss as far as the earnings concerned. 21.50 down to 17 or 17.50, I should say. We're below 17 now on CODX. Yeah, earnings not good for CODX, guys.
Okay, Co-Diagnostics. Yeah, okay. We'll definitely look at that Codex. Yeah, that used to be a nice name for us, as you know, Brendan. So good little look there. Macy's resists that little drop down and now making moves to the upside. So we think we got a good one here on Macy's. So let's wait to see if we can't get back to 55 or so and cash out of that one. I was looking at Baidu through 118. I don't know if it got there. I didn't. Oh, not yet. I did not get triggered there. Baidu through 118. I know that's the level Neil was also looking at. So we'll wait to see if that one comes through right now for us. That'll be Baidu coming through 118 right now, not happening. Other than that, man, we just continue to rock and roll here, looking for some more trading opportunities. If you guys have anything, let us know. Bitcoin, looking to trade that, not really moving as well. But Macy's, the upside, that's the only one on. Let's check out Microsoft quick. Still 209, looking at that in the face right now. This may be a sell-off kind of a day today. Not really sure what's going to happen in the market. So right now, it's just kind of a flat day overall for me.
Yeah, I mean, in Codex there, of course, they also have some legal trouble as well. But I'm sort of watching this. I mean, it did have this sort of pseudo level at 17 that I was trying to base off of, but I really don't. I don't have a lot of juice to it, so I don't really know what I'm going to do with that one. I got to take off that Baidu, and I think one of the things I mentioned from a risk standpoint, and I'll drop myself in a hole for this as well, is I like the breakout, but you really had to closely follow what was going on in IQ. I was able to take some shares out and then got greedy right here. Now, as I saw IQ break through the bottom, there was an opportunity to take this trade off flat. Instead, it goes right down to my support level where I can get back some shares in and then immediately breaks it. And I feel like maybe IQ is going to be the play. Came in wanting to short it and then messed up by going long and Baidu. It's actually not an awful result here. It just could have saved a lot if I was a little faster with the reactions that I did see to what was going on over in IQ.
Yeah, IQ. I mean, IQ was the biggest mistake for me today as we were just fucking short this name all day long here, and then it just tanks down. So missed opportunity on IQ, but that's okay. We'll be back and find another winner for you, hopefully very soon, and maybe it's this one. Brennan, give us one.
Inovio, another one. We were trading this one earlier in the week, guys. Big gap down. If you remember, I think it was Monday or Tuesday morning on news, they were pushing back their timetable as far as their COVID-19 vaccine is concerned, trying here today to get back to life. Look at the daily chart. So we're above this gap down day now, 1530, trying to get back up to 16 on decent volume for INO, guys.
Inovio, yeah, big one there. 102.50 right now on JP Morgan. I like this level here for a break. So JP Morgan just tries to break it, goes up to 102.51. So let's take a break of 102.51. We'll go long side right now on JP Morgan. Hopefully that'll come through. 102.51, a good little trade on JP Morgan. Not going to give this one a hell of a lot of room, but yeah, 102.50. I like this one on JP Morgan. Maybe giving it back to 102.30, something like that, but it needs to go first. 102.51 on JP Morgan. If that can break, then let's go, guys. So far today, not much to talk about as far as the winning side of things. Rocket Mortgage still coming back to life a little bit. We were long, hella long in the pre-market, missed that step, and then we fell right back down on our face there. So Rocket Mortgage making moves to the downside right now. IQ got shaken out and wanted back in. Yeah, we see you right there, Brent Harden. Wishing that we would have done that. We should have made some more moves there on IQ, but we misstep that stock, and that'll be haunting me for a bit there. That's IQ, guys.
Yeah, one that was not bad yesterday, if you had the patience, was going to be Smile Direct Club. I'll have to maybe show you the three to see what we're talking about. We're all morning long and all day long sort of talking about that 790 to 8 even break. It eventually did give it to you. Let's zoom in so you can see it. It only went to 7 3/4, sorry, which is the exact same bottom we're seeing here in consolidation lower. So I think I'm going to play somewhat of the same range, except with the 790 to 95 is my top on Smile Direct, and fade the same thing we did yesterday. Grab the consolidation, add on a breakdown of the lower day 775, use that 790 as a bit of a stop area. It's just likely to be a sleepier trade, but if I can sit in it and it trickles to the downside, I really don't care. It was an easy win yesterday if you did that, and I had to hold it almost all afternoon for that type of a play. So let's just rinse and repeat and see if we can't take advantage of it. So 775 break. I'll also take some shares maybe in the 80s in front of that 90 level, which will be my out.
1980. Okay, let's give Rocket Mortgage another shot. Okay, so JP Morgan's going to be a big trade alert if it comes. So watch out for that. You'll see me going in on that one. 102.55. Okay, Rocket Mortgage. We already talked about that one. JP Morgan. 1980 here on Rocket is right where we're at with this view up. I do like this kind of a breakout spot right now. We did top out there before dropping down. So 1980, 19. Yeah, why not? Let's go with 1980 exactly. So if that can break through 1980, we will take some out. The only other position we have on right now is Macy's. It just goes right back up there to 50 again, and we didn't take any out. So next time it goes to 50, let's get some out. It's only 4 cents, but we've already topped out on the high side here at 55. That's probably going to be the run. Our out is coming out soon if we do break it back down below 30. So there is going to be, 40. There is going to be a little bit of problem there if it does break. So we'll wait at 50 and then get out at 40 if that does happen. But right now, that is Macy's and not doing much. The mistrade for me there, NVAX, we were long big time here, big time. Got out, took some losers, but look where it's going right now, 150, damn it. We should have held that, but now we'll remember NVAX. What a wild mover, man. This one just continues to rocket to that north side there on some deals worldwide for their possible vaccine, and everybody getting locked and loaded on the vaccines right now.
And if they do get if a vaccine comes, I would suspect that Box Light might get sold a little bit there, of course, the education company. 220, they did report this morning, 220 was a bit of a bottom. It ramped up in the pre-market off of that level. We're now holding it once at the open, a couple of times at the open, and consolidating at that little long. John Wilkins, DraftKings long off the bounce. I'll take a look at that one in a quick second. But 220 on Box L looks like support. I'm going to bust into the short side trade if it goes through there. Otherwise, longer consolidation, maybe go long in front of it. Just watch out, of course. I think they had their earnings. They did have that conference call at 9:30, so you want to make sure that you know what went on there. Speaking of small cap stocks, let's go to Brendan at the big screen. I think it's our small cap recap.
Hey guys, yeah, already that time. Let's go to small cap world. There was a number of them worth looking at this morning. This one, a bit of a struggle. Kind of second day, we had this huge move higher yesterday on some positive news coming back to the downside today. So you go to the daily chart, $4, pretty obvious level there. Drew the line at $4 and then 380 below that, which was kind of this high from the pre-market. Look at this thing coming right back down. This was frustrating today. So working into something in front of that $4 level was a little bit tough. There's a buyer that was showing up down there around 340 up to 350, kind of trying to push this thing back above 350, but right back to the downside for NTN over on the MX. If you remember that one from yesterday, here's another one from yesterday. India Global, IGC, nice look as well, flush to the downside. Yesterday's low here, 230, gave you a shot there right at the open to grab some shares. Again, a buyer showed up though, 190 up to about 2, holding that thing. So, 30, 40 cents available. On slower days, you got to be willing to take some quick scalps. This one also worth a shot, I think, in the pre-market here versus that high. Did obviously blow out that 420. Hey, what do you know? 420 ended up being the level. Short in front of 420, all the way back to $3 on the way back down for MTP. There's one more I want to shift over here and show you guys. HX, yeah, this is the one we were talking about right before the open. Totally went to sleep. There's a big buyer at 135 that keeps eating up shares. So out of HX, a little bit of a boring trade as well. Guys, back over to you.
All right, JP Morgan, a nice win right now, 55 long. Well, we actually got 58s again, so what a surprise there. Every single price seems to not be a great one for us today. But we're long this name out. What's our best out there? 67s right there. So again, we're going to try to hold this one, see if these futures want to get going here on a Friday. 102.58 right now, long a little bit of JP Morgan right now. So let's see how high this name wants to get going now. Our next little out is going to be right here at 70. See if we get a fill would be nice. And what a surprise. It bounces right off us again right there at 70. No fill, but that's okay. We'll be back right now. Give us it again right now, JP Morgan. Let's see if we can have this one on a nice little fill at 70 to the upside. We get a little bit there at 70, but we need more. Let's keep going on that one. Macy's was a nice little Superman type trade right now on Macy's going through, as we'll just continue to get some out now. 62, 63s upside. Good trade here on Macy's. Long 46. We gave you the out as well. So what's up, Ringer Racing? Thank you so much for being part of the show, helping sponsor this with a little $5 membership. Thank you so much there, Ringer Racing. We love it. But Macy's, once again, punching that in the face. Finally, a big little win there for us here. Oh yeah, and now we have size with us here. So Macy's a big win right now. Still long 46. It's at 64. Holler, I'm going to put this one on Twitter. Follow me at TraderTV Sean, guys.
Yeah, watch out for mRNA. I did mention, of course, that 69.50 area. This is sort of why I was talking about it. Another reason why. You look at yesterday's action, big time resistance point right here at 69.30, 69.50 on the daily is going to show you that 50 period. So if we can hold it, maybe bounce, I think it's good. Otherwise, this is the test that's happening. If you're in to the long side, I mean, this is going to be a bit of a break. And I think it's likely to retest 68.60 if we hold below. That's why, for me, I'm not jumping in until we get a bit of a base. If it does hold lower, maybe it's a breakout at that same price. I'll get you guys over to IGC. And much like Brendan said, sort of I had a similar experience. The difference is I was looking for a bigger winner here. I did take some off at that 190 at the bottom, but unfortunately it takes out the 220 that I liked as my level. So I'm out of IGC. We're all done with that one. Russell Jackson asking, where's the bang there, Sean? Thank you for the super chats there, Russell. I want to get to Brendan's HX right here. It's making a very, very slow slide to the downside, and watch out if it takes out this low. I think the better entry point would be somewhere in the 140 range if you can catch it. And just going back to our good friend NVAX, it's been a good one today. Unfortunately, I did also take it off a little bit early. My target was always to get out in front of the high of the day, but it's now tested and broken 150 to the upside. So the comeback party on NVAX is still ongoing. It's worth noting, just to zoom out here, if you can see what happened in the entirety of the week.
So silly.
That 170 flush, the first time it made a $30 move down, it then retested 167 a little bit later on that day. From here, you have like 155, and then you got like a $10 move to 167. I don't think it actually goes there today, but sort of file that one away mentally just in case.
Missed opportunity there for us on NVAX. We should have had that, and we did have it long, and we just got out way too early. Stupid me. We had a lot of shares. That could have definitely helped us with a little bang action there, Russell Jackson. So we'll get that. Let's give a bang once we get through 102.70 here first on JP Morgan. Look, I know you guys love the bang. I'm here for a reason, but we got to wait for winners first. And this is a winner. It's 12 cents in the money, but here we go. We need to, it stops at 70 again. So there we go. We'll wait to see how high this one wants to go. We'll see if it can break through 70. Next stop, 80 on that one. So we'll see about it. But right now, it's having a problem. JP Morgan breaking through 70. We're long at 58. We've got a lot of shares. So we've been rinsing these ones out here at this top, but we need it to break through. If it could do that, then you'll get that bang you want in love. And there's the rocket as well coming back to the upside. Don't tell me I missed that. Oh, shit. I don't even have an order in for that. What's up, Brendan?
Another one moving back to the downside here, guys. MBOT. Positive news aftermarket for this one. Medical device maker MBOT. Positive news on a robotic system they're working on. $9 ended up being the top there for MBOT, all the way back to $8.50. Wish I saw this sooner, but decent volume behind MBOT, guys.
Yeah, thanks a lot there, Russell. Once again, I was looking at the same chart here. 1975, a couple of tests here, just shy of VWAP, right on it. If it bounces back to the downside, it might even give you a bit of a retest of this low. Look, anytime you get this little bottom here in the pre-market, you also have that bottom made. It broke 19, but it kind of snapped right back. So I think you have some support at that price. I think you get a VWAP or trace if it bounces again. Otherwise, I'd need it to break through that 75. Maybe even 20 is a better break. That's where my out was the first time through. I'd almost wait for a 20 even break on Rocket or a dip down to 19 for my entry points. Brendan, what do you got?
Here we go with more retail, guys. JWN 7.25%. Big volume just starting to come into this through 18. Look at the daily chart. That's why we cleared that high, 17.5. That last kind of pivot high on JWM Nordstrom's here. Big time buyers stepping up right now. 7% already, guys.
All right, there it is. And you want this bag, you're going to get it right now with a big bang. So there it is for you, Russell Jackson. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, Joseph Mendoza, for sharing the show. It's been a big one, needless to go. And bang it out again. We punch you in the face. JP Morgan, a great long here, 102.55. Bang that to the upside. Big time win right there. Thank you so much for those Aussie dollars. Hope you guys are safe over there. I know there's a problem in Melbourne. I hope that wasn't you, Russell Jackson, but there it is right there. Maybe it's a lack of bacon. How was the lasagna? Meh. I can't look. I'm not going to say anything. It's better to ask someone else, because as I said, I'm very jaded with my opinions on Italian food, but I didn't think it was horrible. I thought it could have been better, but it wasn't horrible, guys. Look at this one, JP Morgan, a nice little move to the upside. It had ricotta cheese, so we'll give it that. Okay, up to the upside right now, 102.90. Let's see how high JP Morgan wants to go. Fly, young fellow, fly.
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly go back to our good friend, formerly good friend, Kodak.
Ain't no friend of mine.
Kodak. Breaking through the low of the day at 16.50 here. I was trying to get some shares here at 17 on the rollover. Did not. Watch out. It's short sell restricted. That means you can't hit that bid. We've said it over and over again. One of the things that you have to consider, though, if we do see offers pile up in front of like a low of day, that would be people trying to hit the bid. If it's short sell restricted and you try to slam that bid without an uptick, your order is repriced to the best offer. So what will happen is everyone trying to hit that bid will be priced here, and you'll see them line up at the offer, indicating the demand for shorts to hit the bid and have it go down further. Sometimes that can lead to the floodgates opening up. The other thing is, as well, if all those orders are filled at once, maybe they'll panic and you have a quick shot to the upside. So watch out for that in any of these names. Down 10% today or yesterday. Kodak, is certainly one of them today with a bad report. And making fresh lows right now. I'm looking at that 16 even area as a bit of a base. Double bottom here, but it just broke.
Yeah, okay, and we're just getting out again, and I wanted to give a big shout out here. Thank you so much to Enzo there. We just talked about that. Ace Enzo. Sean is the real one. You're damn right right there. Thank you so much for that. We want a rune. We want a rune. Let's get a rune back on. Let's get a rune on if we can at some time to talk about something. We want a rune. Give them what they want. So here we go. 102.60 upside. JP Morgan cashed out of that one. Not cashed out. We're still in it, but we'll wait. We're looking for more upside. upside on that. Okay, our best out right now, 762, 763 here on Macy's. So once again, there's a big win. 12 cents on Macy's right now, 20 cents on JP Morgan. We're looking to do some more damage out on some of these names. So let's wait to see what happens now with Macy's down to the downside. But really, man, my whole morning right now is JP Morgan. So it's been a big trade. Now we'll go to the upside. We're going to wait out to get some more out here in the mid 80s and see what we can do, testing more upside right now. But JP Morgan, the one and the only right now, looking to make new highs on the day here is JP Morgan. 102.88, the high. We're sitting at 86 to get some out, guys.
Yeah, a rocket's about to break VWAP. Already broken VWAP is MTP here, working to the short side trade in front of VWAP and this 330 area that was a break to the upside when it actually took this level out. You can see that little area in the pre-market twice testing 330. We're going to jump in front of it here, but also watch out for rocket ship. I haven't been triggered into it, so I don't know if it did break and I missed it. Otherwise, yeah, it hasn't been a definitive break. 1980, 1975-ish. I have it above this price. So until we get like 85 or so, we're not going to actually be into rocket, or I'm not going to be actually into rocket, but getting close to that.
Yeah, I'm going to be going crazy rocket ship launching here if it does break. We still have CVAC still looking to come through. So CVAC again, that's going to be, this is what it looks like. It's not opened yet. There's a new IPO coming. So guys, get your boards ready. CVAC is the name, and IPOing is the game. So watch out for that. We do have nice market wisdom pages up and everything for you on IPO trading. So we'll definitely watch out for CVAC coming through. Macy's still having a problem upside though, guys.
Yeah, just earnings a couple of days ago on this KMDA. It's making another push. At least it was making a push in the pre-market. But just watching this sort of double or triple bottom here at 10.10, that's not what I would look for a break. I would probably try 10 even. This is sort of coming back in off a parabolic move, which had a failure at exactly the same point. It did it before in June. A lot of times you'll see how far it comes back right to the 50 period. If that happened on a 10 even break, that gets you a dollar move to 9. That's why I'm interested in KMDA. If it breaks 10, the volume's only okay at 3, and it's certainly slowing down. So I'm not going to use that low a day. If we ever see 10 even break, I'll be all over it. But kind of sleepy right now. Just follow that one a bit away a little bit later on. Even if it happens next week, I'll like that 10.
All right, Macy's, JP Morgan, another out. So we go the pants down. Not on this one, though. JP Morgan, a nice little runner here for us. Big time trading on JPM. Brennan, give us something.
Mesoblast, MESO, another little medical company here, guys. There was an FDA ruling. I was just reading more into that on a surgical tool that they were using. But MESO on the NASDAQ here up 48% over yesterday. If I zoom out here, I'm not seeing yesterday for some reason. But $18 here, a bit of a problem spot. Still seeing big time volume spikes on MESO, guys.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about MESO in a second. Just very, very quickly, remember FAT from yesterday? I know, Sean, you were involved in that one. To the short side, I did miss a bit of a retracement. This level here, that 660 you had as a target. I'm going to look at this 6 even, which was sort of previous highs if you sort of go back into last year. It's coming back in. Anytime you get this retracement, day 2, day 3, you want to watch for some levies to break. Certainly that would be at this lower day if it gets taken out. Watch it into that 6. It could run into some support, but it seems like smooth sailing. It shouldn't be short sale restricted, so I think we can take it. There goes Rocket. Finally get the trigger in 1986 to the long side to add to MTP short. But I'm now watching FAT from yesterday's price action. If we can get a break of this little low at 640, I think we'll be taking that as well.
Okay, 102.39, 102.35 here on Mr. Morgan. We'll watch on that one. Yeah, we have rocket ship as well. Let's see how high it wants to go. We'll get some out here at 88 if we can, but we'll wait. It just bounces off that. Yeah, it breaks through that VWAP. We did talk about that. I'm long again on rocket. It hasn't been a great stock for me today, but we'll wait to see if that all changes right now as it keeps going to the upside right now. Rocket, insurance, I don't know. I don't really have a target on the upside because I still think we can get back to the day's high up here. So we'll wait to see on that one. But the bottom right now, 2015 or so here on Rocket. So I think we can get up to 20. Oh, here it goes. Nice little move on Rocket. Let's go. Bang that one out. Good trade here happening on Rocket. Thank you, Russell. We'll get to that in a second. Big time there. Aussie dollars. Thank you so much for that. And bang, Rocket Mortgage comes outside now and brings this stock to the moon. Let's go, Rocket. Nice win there. Big time on that move right there. Also, Macy's. Bang on Macy's, big time trade there. These are all for you, Russell Jackson. You're coming through and you're giving us those tips or those super chats there. You want the bag, you get the bag. Punch it out, knock it out. Macy's kablamo on that one, and Rocket Mortgage. Let's go.
Yeah, Rocket testing that 20 even area, not actually breaking through it yet. I think once it gets through that price, should be smooth sailing to take some out on the way to the quarters. Then ultimate target, that 2050, that's going to be the idea. MTP rounding out in front of that 330 as well. So you look at the level 2, I actually don't even see. That's just not a heck of a lot of resistance at 20. I think once it chews through that, maybe some stops will get triggered. That's what I like to see. There we go. Those stops. This should give us the momentum we need for the first target. And then the second will be up here at about 2025. Third at 2050, which we reiterated a couple of seconds ago. But there you go, Rocket Ship. I know we're all over this one, guys.
Hells to the yeah. Nice little trade on Rocket. Bang! Bringing us back to life right there. Thank you so much, Russell Jackson, for all of those super chats. And look what's happening right now. Also, JP Morgan trying to make that move back up. Look, we're on, man. We're on. Macy's 23 cents in the money, 25 cents in the money. Rocket Ship 25 cents in the money. JP Morgan 20 cents. So right now, nothing but winners. Let's keep this party going for you today. What's up, B?
Another one from the volume list here, guys. EBON on the NASDAQ, 35% today. This is eBang International Holdings to the upside, 34%, as I mentioned, holding 6 right now. They announced a new subsidiary in Singapore that they're launching today. Another one with Chinese ties as well, guys.
Another one, you say. Okay. Yeah, Rocket Mortgage, Macy's. I mean, look at Macy's, guys. Now 74, 75. What a banger. Definitely going to tweet this out. Follow us all on Twitter, guys. Let's see how many followers we have now. I think it was 6,400. 65, 62. Thank you so much. At Trader TV, Sean. Yesterday, we take a big trade on that fat. Neil talks about that yesterday, or we mentioned it there. We did just clean out of 2/3 of our rocket, so we're definitely going to post this up here. Follow us all over the place. Hit us up. But the most important thing would be to share. We talked about that. Share the feed. Let's get as many people on this as possible. Macy's with a big retail beat today, and man, did we hammer it. We sure did. Superman is back in the building right now on this name, so Macy's upside surprise. Hell yeah. Big time win right there. So let's keep the party going on Macy's. There's that like and that subscribe. I thought we were fixing that, but we will get that going. Share, guys, share. That's what we're looking for right now.
Yeah, also looking for an NVAX trade. Obviously, it's been a good one today, but let's see if we can't get better on it. Big time parabolic move to the upside. Now you're going to see some consolidation lower, sort of dragging back in at that original 148. Box L of all stocks finally breaks that low. I actually just got triggered in, but to get to NVAX here, I think if we get a further sort of sideways action off of this 148 pre-market top, then maybe a break of like 149, that could be a nice little entry. Give it back down to 48 or 47, depending on which one you like a little bit better. Then a retest of 151. Now remember, didn't have a heck of a lot. 55, and then past that, it's like 167. So NVAX trying to make a bust back up. It is 11%, and it seems like that's a lot. You just have to keep in mind the bigger picture of how far this one came back just this week, guys. I tried to reload in Rocket, didn't get any shares, but of course we did now get into Box L. They reported this morning, tried to go to the upside. No mas. We're now taking out the bottom. I'm short this one on the little breakdown here at 220. I got slipped all the way to 16. I think we'll add in front of the quarters. You can have a stop at VWAP if you want. My stop's going to be at that actual 225.
Okay, yeah, we're not on Box L yet. We're just busy tweeting this out with a nice little win there to go. So, okay, JP Morgan, I see you. Still trying to go upside on that one. JP Morgan, I've rinsed out a couple shares here on this trade long at 102.50. We could have tweeted this out, but look at all these. This is what happens when you take a lot of shares and then you change your mind a little bit. Not change your mind, but it goes upside, and we just keep taking it out, guys. We have direct market access. So already here on JP Morgan, you take the shot and then you just start taking it out. So over and over and over again, lots of outs up his side on JP Morgan. I actually will tweet this out as well for you very, very soon. But it's been a big day to go here so far on JP Morgan. So we're really happy with that. Rocket Mortgage, we're trying to get back what we lost. That'll be hard to do. But now coming back up, a great out here at 20.05 off a VWAP break of 1980. So a good trading to go on Rocket Mortgage right now, but even better on JP Morgan. Let's see if it can take out 102, but I'd like to see what the banking sector is doing today. So let's throw it over to our man, Brendan, at the big screen.
Hey guys, yeah, it is that time. Let's have a look at what is moving the market so far today. We are Yeah, exactly flat. I'll start off with the financials. Why not? Yeah, banks are nicely strong here. Specifically, where'd they go? I lost them. We're moving around. Here we go. Individual banks. So the entire individual banking group in positive territory at this point. This is basically the exact opposite of what happened yesterday. So a nice look here for anything bank-related. Insurance companies as well. AIG leading the way there, 1.4% to the upside. CINF as well. So insurance companies and individual banks in positive territory. I want to mention this one. Consumer discretionary stocks, all the retailers we've been talking about over in this corner here. Kohl's actually leading the way now. KSS up about 5.5%. There's Gap as well, 2.6%. Best Buy on here, 1.5%. Target on here, 1.1%. L Brands as well. So nice look for anything retail-wise today. Cruise lines over here are having a nice day as well, 1.7, 1.6%. Some of the individual hotels, there were earnings in that group. Wynn specifically, 1.3 to the downside. Hilton's here, 1.1% to the upside. Tech stocks are lower, so the entire market kind of being offset, as we mentioned, back in negative territory by the tech group. Yesterday, these were leading as far as gainers were concerned, but look at Apple down here, 1.2% to the downside now. PayC as well, 1.3% offsetting that to the upside after earnings. AMAT, we talked about 4.5%. That was an earnings play as well. Micron here, though, in negative territory. NVIDIA, 1% to the upside. So a bit of a flip-flop on those. I want to mention the energy group, also in positive territory here. COG and OKE leading the way there. But Halliburton is lower. CXO and Oxy also lower. But overall, the energy group in positive territory. Yeah, we're flat. So a lot of things kind of offsetting each other at this point. Guys, back over to you.
Thank you, Brennan. Just want to jump back in on one name and update you on Smile Direct. It did make a break, and again, sometimes you're going to catch these breaks to the downside. You're going to have a stop order, and it's not going to get you the fill simply because the move is too fast. So 775 goes. You can see literally in seconds it has a big time flush. So it continues to be a good short. Just like I'll get you quickly here to MTP, as I just got some shares out in front of 3 even. We rounded out this short in front of 330. Never really tested that price. Stalled that at 26. I'll start taking it off here in front of 3 for a third of the position. We'll hold some. For this price, there's a bit of a breakout here at 290. I'll be out some shares in front of that as well. I will be all flat if we get any kind of a test of that 260. You can see I did have bottom wick on our initial short right at the open. Had all kinds of trouble getting through this price. Lots of support in the pre-market down there. So in the event that it's in the money, like that 30 or 40 cents, actually that'd be 50. I'll be all out. No way I'm trying to hit that home run. Lots of support in the pre-market that I cannot ignore on MTP at 260, guys. So far the short's working. We'll reload in front of 330 if we can. Otherwise, let's ride the trade to the downside. I might consider a long if it bounces off 260, but that's a long ways away from here.
Okay, yeah, JP Morgan, we took some out again. What a great out there, 93, also 87. So now we're starting to fall back down. So watch out for that. Rocket Mortgage does fall back down again. That's why we cashed these out on there. So, decent winner there, but we should have just got out when it broke back through VWAP. We give it about to 1960 there and drop the rest of those out. So right now, yeah, COVID looks like it's going upside here. What's up, Brendan?
I mentioned this one, I believe it was yesterday, but this thing's been on a tear. Fossil, look at the daily chart from $3 almost down here up to almost $6 now today. 580 in play here for FOSL. Had earnings earlier in the week that were better than expected. A little bit of volume coming into FOSL. Again, guys.
Should always just short Kodak, I think is the idea here. And I don't know why I got away from this one. It feels like it's a horrible choice. And yes, it is. Cheap shorts, only a cent per share for us to get this one on the locates. 9 even clean break gives you to 850. Almost every day this week, it feels like when you get an even break, it's giving you a 50-cent return in Kodak over and over again. Let's look at this consolidation at 75 and see if we can't play something at that price. Bit of a bounce at MTP here at 3. I got 17 short. I have taken a couple of legs out in front of 3 even. I'm going to wait for that to break before I get more shares out. But I think Kodak got to sit it out till we get back to 875 in the short term. Bit of a bounce happening in KMDA. For me, I'm only going short if it breaks 10. Not going to be playing inside of that range. So far, looks like it's resisting that price. I'm looking for Nordstrom's to potentially give another entry point here. I think it's finally giving you a little bit of a easing of the action to that upside. It looks like 18.15 is going to be a secondary break. I'd much rather play in this space on the retracement. I think that's going to be something around this 17.75 break, or simply shorting in front of 18 and giving it to the high of the day. First look for me will be the break to the downside, long enough consolidation, and maybe I'll jump in that way.
Nicola breaks. I wish we would have stuck with our guns on Nicola because we were talking about this down here, and I was looking at view up, and I was like, oh, I'll look at it when it comes back upside, but we forgot about it, and it didn't. So now we'll wait to see breaking. Yeah, it was down around here, 45. 45.50, we're talking about that. So there we go. Now we're long in here. We're going to drop it off. If it does come back 45.80, we're going to have to break this level. 45.75, let's call it that right now. So Nicola back in the long rate, not back in the long. We are first now in the long on Nicola, and there it goes. Long 46.13. Let's see how high this one wants to fly upside. We did see what kind of a move it can do yesterday and in the pre-market. Nice little move upside there. Brendan the Goat hoodie. Okay. Yeah, if you guys want to get a hoodie, get it. Brendan the Goat hoodie right now. Thanks, Russell Jackson. Again, Russell, really respected you here today. A lot of super chats. You always have a lot of good things to say, including bacon. We know you love bacon. If you're ever here in Toronto, we'll throw down some nice bacon for you as well. So Nicola upside right now. Let's see if we can get this out for a little bit, then hold the rest.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much can't go wrong with bacon. Goes with just about anything. I want to get back to IQ here. It's been sloppy action on it, but I think being disciplined is the only reason I'm going to be up here on this name. Look at this 19 area, sort of a bit of a pivot here. Definitely a breakdown, and now holding at VWAP. As it tries to roll over, I would wait it out until a 19 break. But my first look was short on IQ. My first thought was short. I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to take it in front of 19. Brennan, what do you got?
Not seeing any news on this one, or much in the way of headlines on this one, but BDSI making a big move here. Recent volume spike through 5. We're all the way up to 540 now. Some daily levels coming into play here on BDSI. Going to keep looking for catalysts, guys.
Did you hit that one, Sean? That'll go action.
No. I wasn't paying attention.
Okay. It's always the production crew that gets it. And as I say it on IQ, I'm not going to chase this any further. I just tried to roll over here at 1885 or so. I'm not going to chase it more than that little 20-cent move. It comes back and wants to give me an entry point. Why not go for it at that point? But look, it's already sort of come down. Just try to catch it. 19 is the only place I'm going to break out to the long side, unless maybe we'll catch some kind of a double bottom at 1850. You guys are cracking me up with it's always Rob with the Brendan the GOAT. And he is the GOAT. And if you don't know what that means, I don't know what to say. Greatest of all time, which, in my humble opinion, when it comes to basketball at least, I'm going to say it's Michael Jordan for you LeBron fans out there. Hate.
It's not. Kobe is not the GOAT. I don't know.
What? Who said Kobe's the GOAT?
I don't know. People are talking about
look,
it on the
you know
chat
what? No, look, obviously rest in peace, Kobe
opinion.
Bryant, but the best of all time? Come on, man.
Boeing.
What are we talking about?
Boeing 178, I guess, on a go here. Okay, so Nicola, we take a little bit out there at 20, but again, it's falling back down. We're giving this only until here, 80s or so, 75, 76, this little break there. So Nicola tries to go and doesn't. So let's wait to see here if it does crack through 45.80 to the downside. It'll be a trade on for us right now. Nicola looks like it wants to break down, back downside here. What's up, Beep?
Blink charging, guys. We talked about 12 bucks up here was a problem. Earnings were good for BLNK aftermarket yesterday. 12 bucks was a problem. Back to 11. So it's holding right now at 11. There's a decent buyer that keeps on taking some shares here at 11. So we'll see what happens for BLNK. Bottom end of the daily range as well, guys.
Yeah, I was just about to get to like Tesla 1665 to 70 area break, but I was sort of looking at Blink a little bit earlier on, and yeah. I kind of like this one. I'm going to have to play this consolidation. I think this 1135 gives you a nice little out to be able to play, and I'm going to be all over it right here. But watch out. Tesla moving to the upside as well. I think that 65-70 area break could get you a nice little run to the evens. So I'm going to be having a look at that, but I want to jump into Blink before we get to that name.
Okay, so we did get back in there to Nicola. So Nicola, we did get back in there on that boat. I was going to say boat flush, but right now we'll go long again. So we do take a nice little long back into Nicola. So let's see if we can't get some money back in that name right now to go. So we are go long once again back down here, 45.76, making a move back to the upside now. And then there it is, Russell Jackson again. Thank you so much. We'll pop a wheelie for that. For the production team. They loved that little goat there. He loves bacon and he loves Trader TV Live. So thank you so much, Russell Jackson. You're really making it rain today. So thank you so much for that. All of the super chats greatly appreciated. Russell, if you're part of any trading groups, please share it. We heard from Joseph today. He shared it and getting a lot of love from his friends as well on that name. So or on that advice of sharing it. So okay, here comes Nicola again, back upside there. We'll see if we can get out some more at 46.12 again. But right now, that's the play that we're looking at here. Nicola back to the upside. Brendan with Money Talks.
Hey guys, yeah, currency time. Let's have a look at the currency markets heading towards the weekend here on a Friday. We're seeing some U.S. dollar strength kind of creeping back into play. It's been very weak throughout the week this week, the U.S. dollar that is. But a few of these back to the downside today. The euro standing out as the only one relatively strong versus the U.S. dollar, up about 0.2%, 118.3. Canadian dollar, though, 0.25% to the downside, back below that 75.5 level. You come over to the chart here, you can see that 75.5. That last peak that we took out yesterday, so kind of working its way back to the downside. 75.4 for the Canadian dollar. British pound is also higher, 0.3% for the pound, 131 now. Japanese yen, Swiss franc, both to the downside today. Australia and New Zealand, both with solid economic data out overnight. So 0.3% for the Aussie and the New Zealand Kiwi, 0.1%, 65.5 here. Crypto's not really doing much. We did see Bitcoin was higher, more than 1%, coming back to the downside. Look at Ethereum again today, 4% for Ethereum to the upside when Bitcoin not doing a heck of a lot. Let's go back over to Sean.
Yeah, no, Bitcoin putting me to sleep as well there, Brendan. So not much happening on the Bitcoin front. We still, we did take some Nicola out there at 07. So good trade there off this long. But right now we've just been missing and mixing with our words here on Nicola because it's not really doing anything. I did want to give everyone's attention. Also CVAC about, I don't know when it's going to open, but I just want to draw people's attention to that. Oh, we just got a new member as well. I want to say thank you. Okay, I mean, is this an O or an O? But let's just go with O Showtime OO. Oh, Showtime OO, I don't know. Thank you so much for becoming a member there. We love it when more people can come through. Chainlink, yeah, Chainlink though, wow. Chainlink moving. We cannot trade, currencies on this cryptos on this platform, but we can trade new IPOs, which are about to open up here. We'll get back to you when that does come through. One of the biggest trades for me today, by far here, just on the move, not on the dollars. The dollars is JP Morgan, but on the move here was Macy's. Nice little move upside. 750, cash them out here 55. We bounced a couple times. We left it to run, so that was a good trade there on Macy's upside. Retail did not beat, but for some reason retail's going higher now, so we'll wait to see on that. And on that note, let's just check out Walmart here for a little bit today. They were making a run early up to 132.70 before fading right back down. So Walmart beating the market up a bit too today. Market exactly flat there. So Walmart retail definitely higher than expected on this move here on the market. So good little look for retail. We'll look to see if we can find another name to get into.
Yeah, of course, you talk about retail, Nordstrom as well, JWN, moving to the downside. It's just a bit of a retracement play. I got that short when it broke that 75. Let's see if we can reverse it down into VWAP here. Give it to maybe to like 1790. At this point, if it had held as consolidation, I would have been all over that 1815 break. I think I'm not going to throw that one out the window, but at least for the time being, we're in the short trade on JW. It's in the money right now, but I need to see at least, low 60s for the first exit, and then a little bit deeper of a move to the downside to get me all out of it. I'll get back to MTP in a second. Brendan has something for us.
One that's been a bit of a roller coaster this week, guys. Datadog back to the downside today. If you remember, scroll back to yesterday, huge move higher on this name early off. Earlier in the week, we had another big move to the downside. So Datadog back in negative territory. Not a lot of participation on this move. We're back to 82, though. Decent level for DDog. Guys.
All right. 102.55 here. We're just going to give us an out. I mean, JP Morgan just bouncing around. We've cashed in on it. It's pretty big. We're now 25 cents into the money now on JP Morgan. This reminds me, and let me see if I can find it here on Twitter. Yeah, the XRP, definitely. Thank you so much for those kind words that you gave me there. Look, this reminds me of my JP Morgan. I'm going to find it the last couple days here. Where is it? Where is it? We were doing, here it is right here. This was just a couple days ago. When was this? August 11th. It feels like this is what we're doing again. Just supporting JP Morgan down here at 105 was the time then. 105, 105.50, out all up here. So this looks very, very eerily similar, guys, to what we're doing right now on JP Morgan, except for we just took that one big boy in. We could have been refreshing down here, 102.70. I think if it goes there, we'll give it one more shot, but we're ready to hold JP Morgan now, breaking through 103. Our best out is bin rate here, 94. So maybe we'll take another spot out right now, but JP Morgan, hopefully for the win, still going to the upside, a nice little 31-cent one to go there. Brendan Steegman, thank you so much again. Brandon Steegman, welcome to Trader TV Live. Let's keep the momentum going here. Anyone wanting to support us, thank you so much. We're also looking to share, but we do have that join button. So if you're wondering what everyone's doing, this is what they're doing. They're joining us up here. Follow us live every single day. You got to put our new banner on that, guys. That's an old banner there. But JP Morgan, will wait to see what's going on to the upside right now. I can take out some more now again to fit with how we trade this thing, and then we'll give it to 102.87 on the backside, guys. But JP Morgan right now, nothing but love. Nicholas,
and we'll break some keyboards in the back. I don't know. Hopefully, nothing too bad just happened behind me there, hearing some noise. I did get into fat here, but I gotta be honest. Thank you. Shout out to our floor manager Greg for getting me the locates. When it did break 640. Initially, yeah, your order's not going to fill if you can't go short if you don't have the locates, guys. So we're able to borrow those and get the short. It does come back, fortunately for me, so I can get the same price that I wanted the first time. That's pure luck. If it had gone right away, I would have missed that trade by lack of preparation. It's going to happen to you sometimes when you're trading a lot of names, but I am short in fat. Remember, this is the one from yesterday's action that got to $12.50, now coming back in here. I think if it breaks 6, there's a good shot we see $5 at some point on P.
Okay, yeah. All right, slaying JP Morgan right now. Big move up at JP Morgan. Bang! We finally go high side on that one. JP Morgan finally now, Russell Jackson breaking through 103.02 right now, the new high. So we hit the strike on that one. We are hitting a couple of spares here. No splits, a lot of spares, but now the strike comes through here on JPM. So great little trade here happening for us. Give us another one, Bren.
KTOS, Defense and Security Systems for KTOS up 4% after earnings. Couple of upgrades on this one. Little bit thinly traded today, but KTOS just broke 20 on a decent volume spike there, guys.
Yeah, it's a decent volume spike. I mean, I was going to go back to NVAX for a quick second. I think it's just going to be the liquidity that's an issue for me in KTOS off of first look. The NVAX, probably one of the better stocks, certainly today. It's still giving that same little setup without the break at the top. 151 on a dime is going to be a break if it can hold this. I think you're looking at 146 quarter as a bit of a double bottom if you get a retracement play. In the middle, very, very tricky trade. I like the breakout at this time of day. I'd be very, very picky. I did initially go short on this one, so I'm not afraid to do that. But that would be likely through 146 quarter to 146 even as an entry. 151 is going to be the break to the upside. That's a $5 range that I'm not going to be touching on NVAX. But patience has paid off 2 or 3 days in a row in this stock. No reason not to have a stop order locked in and ready to go on those, guys.
Yeah, we destroyed that NVAX, and next time we'll wait for a little bit longer on that one. We go long. We did dump some shares down here. Those of you guys that are watching us trade NVAX, and then ding, 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 ding. But yeah, wow, what a big move there. We always seem to miss the ultimate move, but there it is on NVAX. So good little look there. We'll be back on this name next week. That's for damn sure. AMD fading down a little bit now with the market. I was looking to see if we could take out the top on AMD. Looks like we're taking out the bottom, so we'll wait on that. It's just a matter of what you think really on the market. But yes, sir, here we go. You guys want the bangs, you want everything. Let's just go with a home run today to celebrate the Blue Jays' epic failures, I guess, this year. But
I don't want to talk about it.
We didn't expect that much. Maybe you did, Neil, but I don't think many people did. But we're going to wait to see. I have the Raptors, by the way, guys. For anybody into sports betting, I have the Raptors pretty big. I only have $50 on it, but I have them at 26-1 to win the NBA championships. It's now down to 9-1. Wish I could sell my bet for that, but we're looking to cash in $1,000 on that one. $50, 26-1 on Raptors to win. So, okay, that's not bad. But let's get out some JP Morgan now on the upside. We'll take that out. Oh, and I forgot my water bottle today. So we're on the Trader TV water bottles here. This is like, what do they call these? The milk bottles. So we are running that today. So if you don't see me crushing the gallon, we're crushing those instead. But right now it's European update with everyone's favorite, Valeria at the big screen.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Europe is in a 50 shades of red today. Britain is down 1.52%. Germany is down 0.79%. France is down 1.48%. Spain is down 1.28%. And Russia is down 0.73%. British Airways parent IAG fell almost 5% as UK imposed 14 days quarantine on arrivals from France. That's all with Europe, and I'll keep you updated.
You might have heard that. I don't know if you did. Sean on his way out trying to shake up Valeria, but the consummate pro. She is not giving a bit of a chuckle there. So NVAX, my orders are going to be locked and loaded, ready to go on either end of that break. I want to get back to MTP. It is testing that 330. I did reload. It's going to stop right here if we break a couple of pennies above that price. Again, you can retest it at VWAP, but if I'm going to be scalping of a trade here, I don't want to risk 25 cents if I'm looking to make 15 to 25 on the way in. I want to make sure we have a reasonable loss on that trade. And this is what you got to do sometimes, guys. You get the 20s to the short, get some out in front of 3 even. That's about like a third to half of your trade, and you're making solid money there. But if you give it all the way to 50s, the math just doesn't work out. That's a scalping idea for the most part. If you are not scalping, then that doesn't necessarily apply to you. But for us here with direct market access, where you're in and out many times on a stock like this, that's what you're going to want to make sure you take advantage of. I want to quickly jump back over to MARA. Look, we did have an idea over in Mara to make a play. It doesn't break the bottom. It doesn't actually give me the 350 test, but it's kind of close enough at 354 and probably should have got in on that. I would also watch out for this 385 break to the upside, maybe a scalp even to 4, but the double bottom at 354 looks a little, 355, sorry, looks a little bit spicy for me. Just don't expect the perfect entry. You might have to get aggressive down to like 360, low 361 range, something along those lines if you want to get into Mara. It's a downward trend, but showing a little bit of strength here. I'll take a scalp on a 385 break, maybe a shot through there, and Rocket as well, looking like it wants to hold 1950s. It's been a good stock for me. I'm looking for another place to go long. Haven't found it yet. Brennan, what do you got?
I got to pick and choose your spots, I think, today. SIEN just popping up on a volume scanner, but not a huge move here. 390 up to 405, but look at the volume that came in that took this thing up through $4, so almost 8% here. Stuck in a range. Look at the daily chart, not really doing a heck of a lot. $4 though needs to hold if this is going to continue, guys.
I did get a question on the chat, and I'll show you guys this one time because I don't want to put you to sleep. But there are some advantages to having direct market access here at Day Trade the World that I should probably point out to you guys. And you're going to see me sit in. You look at a chart like this and say to yourself, what are you supposed to do with this stock? 67 by 68, just doing absolutely nothing on the printing. And then you look at a bid like this and you see 3 million shares, 2 million. 2 million, 1.7 million with TD Bank. There's literally probably 10 to 20 million shares on this bid, and I'm getting long at 67, and I'm getting out at 68, and I'm all over both sides. It's just market making. This stock is being bought for like 69 cents. So for me, the risk reward is pretty simple if you know where to sit and if you are in here early enough. So you'll see me sitting there. Basically, a good friend of mine once said, if it's raining nickels outside, are you going to go ahead and catch them? If I know what I'm doing, I can do this while doing a million other things, and it's essentially free money for me. I already got in at 67. I'm going to continue to get shares all day long, and then get shares all day long at 68. However, you can only make money making that growth, guys. I can save some fees by knowing which gateways to play, but it's all about getting that growth. That's what I'm able to do, and that's why you'll see me on some of these stocks making extra cash on the side. Into Macy's here, of course, I was sort of talking about this one for the breakout trade. Good on Sean for getting it. I had this one for a 750 break, but actually missed it with no stop order, and that's on me. It's starting to come back in. And if it breaks VWAP here, I've seen this pattern on Macy's sort of before. Let's go over to the 3 just so you can see. If it does make a push to the downside, look, let's see what happens every time it's broken that 750. Yeah, slide back in. Big sell in front of that before. But if we break this level here, I would look for a scalp trade down into 735, somewhere in that range, get you like 10, 15 cents. It's past 11 o'clock, so I think I'm done with thinking about home run trades on a Macy's. You're looking for those slight wins. I think 735 is a good target if we get a retracement back through 750. That has to happen first. I'm not going to gamble in front of it, but I will take it on the way back.
Macy's is here, so we'll see this one. I liked Macy's long. Now, yeah, like Neil mentioned there, we'll have to wait for it to get to some levels. So right now it's not doing it. Okay, let's fall back down. Well, my mic is on, so you guys got to try to figure this out. So put on the other mic. Okay, take it away, Neil.
Yeah, just come over to me, guys. I mean, we had some issues with Sean's bike there. Look, not JPM, JWN, guys. JWN Nordstrom still in the consolidation range. It's giving you a lot of opportunity to catch this. You have to keep in mind, the reason why I have a tighter stop on a short like this is it is a bit of a bull pattern. So, I mean, I have a negative bias overall to the space, which is why I don't mind shorting it. The way I sort of think about it is, if it breaks to the downside, a lot of people that are getting long in this consolidation, hoping for the breakout and getting it in early, are going to stop out down around 60s and at VWAP. That's the momentum I'm using to get out, but you have to have a tight stop in case those traders are right. That would be, for me, 1790. I think we're okay now. I don't know if we can go back to you, Sean. But that's the idea for me on JWN. I'll get some in front of 60, the rest out in front of VWAP. Which one first? We go to Brendan here?
Yeah, CRK, guys, just real quick. Comstock had an offering in the pre-market this morning, straight higher from that 10% move on CRK in New York. Just broke that 660 level. Yet another volume spike for Comstock, guys.
There we go. And I'm going to quickly jump back to IQ for you, all of you guys that are watching here. Look, it would have been nice if it gave you an entry at VWAP for another short. It didn't do that, unfortunately, so I wanted to trade. Now it's going to be if it breaks the bottom. I think that what I'm actually going to hope for happening here is a break of this 1850 that shakes some people out and gives you a retest to the upside, and then I can enter at like 75, maybe 80 along those lines. I think I'd rather be short in front of 19 than at this time of day catching a breakdown trade. It just feels like a bit of a sucker's bet for me. And it's been a mixed day overall. You know, it's been okay it's been great in NVAX. It's been great so far in IQ, but certainly, you know, when it comes to like Baidu, we've missed on that one. Missed on IGC a little bit as well. So I don't want to sit here and start throwing away cash. I do want to look at HX though, which is what Brendan was talking about a bit earlier. It continues a nice little decline here, just sliding to the downside. It is short sell restricted. I am sort of looking for an entry point at 35, 36 area. It hasn't happened yet, but certainly on my radar if it holds VWAP all day long. And Russell Jackson, wow, cannot be stopped with the super chats. Thank you very much for that. The most in terms of volume, I don't know if it's the biggest we've had, but certainly we appreciate all the love there, Russell. Continue the support, and it's all about the love and paying it forward, guys. You know, we get a lot of questions privately to us as well, and we really want to thank you for all that. We try to do our best in the chat. We try to do our best in also those tweets that we all get here. But sometimes it's all about the community. I see you guys talking to each other. That's the value of having a trading community, not necessarily always just sitting at home in your basement, not able to bounce ideas off people. That's why I think the value is there for people to hit that sort of idea of sharing it, whether it's for other traders, people you know that are getting started, or just some of your friends, guys. Go ahead and do that. I think we all love when it happens. We love growing that community and being a part of this, guys. So it's all about this. And HX, creeping the upside, I'm going to be very, very patient. I don't want to take this trade too early at like 130 down here, and when I know I'm risking to like 140, 145. So I'll wait for like a 135 to 36 entry.
Yeah, and thank you so much there, Russell, for that. And yeah, you heard me yelling in the background. Look, we got to spice this show up a little bit here. So there you go, Valeria and Sean. Thank you so much. Russell, I think you're probably now, I don't know how we could total it up, but I would say that you probably are the most super chat in total. So I'm going to give you right now the Trader TV Cup. So here it is. I'll get it for trading. You can get it for super chat. So there you go, right there. And this is the other thing. Bang with the cowbells, because look at JP Morgan, guys. Nothing but love on the upside. Here's a 70-cent winner for you. Let's get it out if we can get some more out right now. But a big-time win right now on JP Morgan. Your boy did it again on this name. So there it is. We crushed JP Morgan. I think I have a new favorite on board, and that's going to be JPM to go. So nice little trade there. Out at 27. That's a 70-cent winner. Hit the sirens. Thank you, Russell Jackson. Thank you for all of our viewers today. Let's keep the energy going. We all love Valeria. We know that. Thanks for the super chat. We also love Brendan, and we love our guests of the day as well.
Hey guys, yeah, it is Friday. That means guest of the day time. Lewis Daniels bringing you a guest of the day all July, all August, and even into September. We are giving away a Lewis Daniels watch to everyone who comes on as a guest trader of the day. As we mentioned earlier in the week, guys, we're going to hold off on taking any new applicants for guest trader of the day as we are booked right through till the end of October. So after Labor Day, in September. We will start bringing on new guest traders once again. Rick Albee joining us once again for Guest Trader of the Day. Good to see you, Rick. Welcome back. It has been a little bit of a slow morning, I guess, August type Friday morning. What have you been looking at?
Yeah, honestly, just Tesla. I've been trading that all week. Had my biggest day so far on Wednesday. I made 4,700 on Tesla.
Wow.
I'm down today though, so I'm just hoping for for some sort of bounce, which hope's a bad plan, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's been just on a tear since that split was announced. Congratulations on that big day. Well done. Let's get back to the markets. Here's Neil and Sean.
Attaboy, Rick. Glad to have you back. Of course, first of all, looking fresh and looking clean as well. Look, I'm gonna jump into Tesla here because the only idea I had two ideas off the morning, and I think neither one has really happened as we're sliding back to the downside. One was, I think I mentioned like 15, 16 minutes ago, like 65, 70 area break to the upside, maybe getting you to that 85 even, and something which I'm gonna ask you about, but I don't, given your style of trade, might not apply. Fading, if I see 1700, fading the first time through that with like a 97, 98, risk a couple of bucks to try to make 10. That's more of a sort of a direct market access type of trade there. Most people, it's taking profits off in front of that long, I would assume. But that 1700 area, is that something that you've had your eyeballs on all week if you've been trading Tesla?
Yeah, I've been waiting to hit it. I thought for sure we were going to get there today off the open, and I thought it was going to shoot up. But like you said, every day it's been dipping and then going up, and that's what I was hoping for. So I still think we could get there. I just don't know at this point, especially with it being a Friday. But yeah, I'm not sure with it, man. Tesla's a crazy stock. Can never predict it, it seems.
I mean, it is worth noting. I mean, you look at this on the way up. I mean, you're going to see dip buy, gap up, dip buy. Gap up, dip buy. Yeah. So today, I mean, the story's not over. It's only 11. I think you kind of hit the nail on the head with it being Friday. If there's a reason why we're going to failure shy of that 1700, it could literally just be because it's a sleepy Friday and there's just not enough juice. But until we've taken out that low, I mean, it seemed pretty reasonable to me. I like the breakout. Sometime in the afternoon, like 1 o'clock, 1:30 trade, breaking out in Tesla is really, really good. So if that's
what it
160,
seems like. Yep.
If 70
Every
goes
day.
at that point, I like that trade as well. I think that was the 1500 was towards the end of the show as well when we had that trade. So either way, I'm only going to be taking the long if it happens. Otherwise, I'm not going to jump into the short just because we're in the downtrend. I like the move. I thought we'd get 1700 as well. That's where I wanted to be short if I had to.
Yeah, I won't mess around with the short on Tesla. If I see it going down, I'll let it go down, and then I'll just buy a dip. I'm not going to mess with that.
No, I hear you. Look, again, it's about that stop. I know there's going to be liquidity at 1700, and I know I'm going to have a stop through there. I just got triggered in a short, and we had one short on NVAX a little bit earlier this morning. And this was off of the open. It made a big flush. I took it out in front of 140 because that was my target in the pre-market. I went all the way down to 38. So I'm now reversing to the short side again as it looks like it's trying to test VWAP here. I'm only going to give it to about that 148. I don't want to give away everything that I've made on NVAX, but I think I'll put a little bit of money to work here, especially if this fails. I feel like I'm going to get that 151 break, which takes me to 54 as well. So structures in on these trades in NVAX. It's been a good stock for me all week long, much like Tesla for you there, Rick. Is there anything else that's been on your radar, or has it really just been making your money every day in Tesla? Why jump off that ship?
Yeah, just right now, I've just been doing well with Tesla. It just seemed to me like, making, 4,047. It's like, why trade anything else when I'm having a good read on this? So I've been looking at Apple, I always like trading that. Keeping an eye on Zoom, DocuSign, a couple other things I just kind of keep on my radar. And I have a little watch list every day, but Tesla's just been the one that's been jumping out ever since they announced that 5-1 split.
Yeah, and the split's definitely what it's all about there. One name from yesterday that Sean absolutely crushed, and it was we get these parabolic moves, and you see them all the time there, Rick. And I don't know that that's necessarily your style. Brennan and I will trade them heavily. Sean will get involved as well. But FATs are starting to come back, and I mentioned the 640 break. You're going to see me only down here kind of on the bid in front of 6. And yeah, it's a good return to cash like 20 cents on a stock like that normally. The volume's not huge. I just feel like if it continues to flush, there's a lot more downside play here. And if 6 breaks, I already mentioned I think 5 could be in play. Sean held this short into the close to get over like $1.50 or something like that. I'm not saying $1.50 is going to happen here, but I'm going to take 34, 5, 40 cents out in the first half. If 6 As I mentioned it, let's drop the fireworks because I just got it. It started to come down. That's why I wanted to bring it up. 35 cents on the first bid. If 6 breaks, just going to the higher time frame, you're sort of looking at where this retracement comes from. This was a $4 stock that went to $12.50 and is now coming back in. So, 6 breaks here, I think it's a reasonable target to get that 50% sort of retracement in the middle there at 5 even. And I might have to hold it all day long, and I'm prepared to do that if that's going to be the case in FAT here.
All right, we are still waiting. Hey, what's up, Rick? I like the shirt. Did you want to show that off a little bit? Maybe there's, is there
I'm trying to get back.
There it is.
We got the Trader TV, and then we got this just came in a little later. We got the mug.
Oh, cheers.
Nice.
Well, then let's cheers it out. Are you a coffee drinker, my friend? Where? Yeah, put us on. There we go. Cheers. Cheers to you.
Yep,
what do you got?
cheers.
What's in there today? Mine is vodka.
Yeah. Coffee and Bailey's.
Perfect. You're a friend of mine any day. Friend of mine any day there, Rick. So thank you so much, again, for the continued support, not only on the show, but in your drinking drink of choice. So that's a good one there. Yeah, you and I both have similar feelings. Quickly, Brendan, what's up?
I just wanted to mention MTP, guys. Was watching 3 here. If anyone's still watching, just be careful here. 3 just let go on MTP. Still going back to the downside, guys.
MTP. Okay, yeah, we'll continue to look at that one. Rick, have you ever traded IPOs before? Because right now we're waiting for CVAC to open. I think it's a vaccine name. We're going to wait to see when that's open. Brendan's keeping his ear. We also have traders on the floor here looking for that as well. Any experience? Did you trade Rocket or Lemonade with us or any of those symbols recently?
I was here when you guys traded. I did not trade Lemonade or Rocket. I did trade DraftKings with you guys way back.
Okay, cool.
And then I remember Warner Music Group. Those were the 2 I remember trading. I was successful in those 2, but I did not trade the most recent ones.
Oh man, Warner Music.
One IPO without you guys, and I failed. It was GMF or something. You guys weren't. It opened after the show, and I messed up on that. But.
Oh, after the show, yeah. I mean, that's I don't know what's going on right now. Some of these IPOs, yeah, they're taking a little while to get all ramped up there. So we'll wait to see what's happening with some of those calls. But good look there, and yeah, so we're gonna wait for that one. And I'm just looking at IQ here. It looks like it may have bottomed 1845 here or so. So we're gonna probably try to take a little bit of a long here in IQ. Just gonna look at a longer time frame. We're down 14%. This is the craziest stock. I was loaded up here, and then we got wicked out, and I guess that happens to all of us at some point. But we still do have this JP Morgan on. And as you can see, we did take it out on a nice little top side. It just does bounce again off of this area. I got to stick some orders in here and take some of this out. But Rick, you are going to be getting a watch from Lewis Daniels today. I took it off so we can show everybody in the camera. I think it's going to be the best. There we go. One of the best views there.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a nice little watch. You'll get that. Yeah. Our staff will organize that with you. So Lewis Daniels, one of our sponsors there. Nice little watch, and you'll be getting that hopefully soon. And then you can send us a picture, tweet it at us, and I'll retweet that. Thank you again for all the support. All right.
Yeah, I want to get you guys back to the falling market here, and I think I'm going to talk about bias and ask you a little bit about this with regards to Tesla. Now, JWN, we have the entire retail space looking very strong. Macy's was a great long for a few days in a row now. Well, as long as it took it, we've had it almost every single day here. But this JWN pulling back in, I've had a bias to the short side, so I was looking for a retracement. We did take it, but it's holding so far at this 60 level. And I think one of the things that I don't want to jump in and do on this type of a setup, being sort of a bullish one, is double down. I never want to be adding back in on this type of a play. If it doesn't go right away, we're just going to take it right off with our stop. Think about reversals as well. But for Tesla, you've been going long off of this news, Rick. Is this the type of thing where, until you see some sort of obvious trend reverse or some kind of clear indication, you're just going to be thinking only one direction until you're wrong or until a certain price target to the upside? What's your play there? Do you have a reason why you might think about a short, or is it simply just like I'm going long every day until on a dip until I see 1700?
Yeah, I guess I do have that long bias. I'm just going to keep buying and going on the dips until it doesn't work. I mean, why not, in my opinion? It just seems to keep going up, especially with the split, so I'm not going to mess with it the other way. If I do see a reversal, then I'll just stay out of it. I'm not going to short it. I don't like the idea of shorting Tesla. The spread's too big, in my opinion. I'll lose too much money if I'm wrong on that. So I don't mess with the short side of it.
Yeah, I hear you. That's one of the things you always have to consider. We talk about spread a lot. If you're not watching it, I'll just maybe slip you guys over to NVAC so you can see an idea of what we mean. For those of you that don't know, just looking at a level 2 here, this is normal trading inside of the range, bouncing off VWAP and some consolidation higher. So a 10-15 cent spread, pretty reasonable on NVAX. When it breaks a key level, like if it takes out 151 at the top, you could see that open up to $1, right? So if you're risking $2, let's say, or $2 or $3 on your trade, when it breaks the level, you could be looking at $1 more than that, like 30%, 40%, a bigger loss than you expected trading in a name like that. And Tesla falls into that category. For those of you that are wondering what Rick might mean by the spread mattering a heck of a lot, that's something we try to bring to you with our level 2 access because we got it and we're trying to bring you guys the knowledge all the time.
All right. Yeah, good talk there. Yeah, level 2, a big definite advantage to us there. So I'm looking at CCL. Where's my mouse? Come on, mouse. Okay, I'm looking at, that's JP Morgan. There's CCL. I'm looking at CCL. I do like this little break on the top side here, thinking that there's going to be, I'm hoping for good news over the weekend on some of the virus news there. You're in Alaska, right, Rick? There's never been a problem over there. Has it been?
Alaska? No, I'm in Pittsburgh.
Oh, you're in Pittsburgh. Oh, it was, yeah, what's the guys from Alaska? I think he's coming on next week. Pittsburgh's a problem, though, right? Philadelphia, what's the COVID count like there? You guys dealing with it? Okay, I know the East Coast was bad to begin with, but I haven't heard much now. Any insights that maybe we can use to gauge what's happening there on the East Coast?
No, I honestly can't even keep up anymore with how it's bouncing around. I know our governor's really, trying to keep everything locked down as much as he can. And again, the Blue Jays were going to play here. I was all excited about that. And then he ended up vetoing that and wouldn't let them play at PNC Park, which I was really excited about. But I guess that's a smart move, trying to keep everybody safe. But I thought that would have been really cool.
Yeah, we went back and forth there on Twitter. I remember. Yeah, okay, good call there. Look, Buffalo. I know Buffalo's similar to Pittsburgh, except for a lot less population there. But the Pittsburgh Steelers, not bad. We'll see what happens with them this year. I hope NFL can get going. That's for sure. Okay, CCL doesn't look like it wants to go, guys. We'll have to wait on that one there now. Anything lining up for you, Rick? I know you had a little bit of Tesla. Anything else you're looking at for the day, or are you done here?
I'm honestly just in Tesla. That's pretty much been this week. I know it's kind of boring, but I'm not too worried about having fun. You know what I mean? As long as I'm making money.
Boring.
What's that?
Tesla and boring do not go in the same sentence.
No, I mean just trading literally just one stock every day, all day. I just literally been having that chart up. I have a few that I'm looking at. Like I said, I got to pull up my watch list. The MTP I was looking at, but I didn't get in on it. MESO I was keeping an eye on, and then again DocuSign and Zoom I was just kind of watching, but didn't get in on any of those. I'm just still going with Tesla for a while now.
Look, man, if you're crushing it, you talked about the returns. That you can't consider it boring. Look, there's nothing boring about making money, and that's a reality. Sometimes you can have the good trading. A lot of times is boring because you have an anticipation. This is where my entry is. My plan of action is what I want to happen. And if nothing goes unexpected, you just sit there and you make the money, and that can be boring. And I'm going to get to fat here in a second. It's now SSR, so anyone that's actually looking to trade this at this point, we got the breakdown and rollover, and I was very, very lucky here. It broke 640, and I had not paid for locates. I didn't have the available shares, so I missed the breakdown. If it does the move right away, I don't get the trade. Thankfully, it gives me a retracement to get in. It just got out in front of 6 even. I also took some shares out here on the other side of 6. I'm still holding on for 5 if we get to the downside, but this is the final third that we're working with here on FAT. It's a good short, but now SSR, it's past that 10% mark. A couple of days it's had some volatility, so remember, you cannot hit that bid. You need an uptick. Brandon, what do you got for us?
We were talking about this one. How about a SPAC? Rick, we'll have a look at SHLL. I mentioned this one yesterday. It popped back up, back to life, really, as far as volume was concerned yesterday, but just broke day highs there on a volume spike as well for SHLL. Remember, this is the one doing the deal with Hyperion, I believe the company is called, in the EV space. So another SPAC getting into the EV space, guys.
Oh, God. Yeah, we have the Fisker SPAC, which is SPAQ. We can have a look at that. I don't think that's doing anything. Yeah, $12. Like, what is up with some of these SPACs here? I think what you have to do is what we sort of talked about early on, and it's kind of like an IPO, too, where when the SPACs first come out, like right here, that's when, no, this is a minute chart. What am I doing? Wait, where's the daily? Here it is, the SPAC daily range. Like, when it first comes out, then you get the moves up to 18, then even up to 22 on that Fisker news, and right now we're just kind of hovering around around. We're trying to break that 50 period. So SPAQ right now. I actually did buy some of this for my own investment account just to see what's going to happen with it. But SPAQ right now not really doing anything. But we did see what VTIQ did with Nikola. So we'll see if Fisker's the real deal or not, but SPAQ right now trying to make some moves, but you just gave us that other name there. So we'll watch all of these. And then back to CVAX, still on the NASDAQ, not open.
Sean, just a quick update. I saw a couple of indications of like $40 potentially this thing could be opening up at. I mean, it's... You know, this was priced, 16 is the IPO price, and that was up from the top end of the range. I shouldn't say up. It's the top end of the range, 14 to 16. So, I mean, obviously, if it opens at 40, that's going to be a tall task. I did get into DraftKings here just to note you guys. I was waiting for a 34.50 break for a while now. It does come in, taking some shares out in front of 35 even. You do have the opening range at 35.50, which could be a play in of itself. I'll be out of all of this if we get 35.50. It's a lunchtime type trade. So we'll look see if we can get this breakout for a win. DraftKings, mixed results for me so far. Let's see if this long is going to work out. Fat's still going, but pulling back. If anyone's interested in getting entry point there, it's trying to pull back to the upside, maybe 625, 630 would be a good spot to get in there. We're just waiting to get into more Microsoft here as we go. So we're going to give that a shot here to the high side on Microsoft. Looking like it wants to make some moves. We're just going to try this one. We sort of missed the long. I think we should have probably gone long down here on a 208 break off of this bottom, but look how choppy this is. It's just, we're going to not take too many shares, too much risk on this name, but we did average in right there, 208.30. So our average price now on Softy, 208.47 to go. So again, if the market wants to run the rest of the afternoon, I think Microsoft can probably get back to this area up here. I'm not expecting a big move. 208.80 would be great for Softy. We could bring this down just a little bit more. That's kind of where all this consolidation started, actually up at 60, 70. It's where we stopped again. So right now we're long 48, so 47. So we'll wait to see how high it wants to go. But I like Microsoft. We're just going to give it back down here into the O's, into the teens for a little bit of time there. JP Morgan looks like it still wants to keep going. We're long down here, one and done on JP Morgan. We're only giving it back to the 80s again. If it cracks that, then we'll be out of that. But right now, all's good. We do have coming up, Rick, and I know that you're a big fan probably of Market Wisdom. I shouldn't say I know that, I'm going to guess. But coming up right now after the show, we do have... There it is, a little bit of time there. Working on volume right now. So the importance of volume, we do get a lot of questions and comments about the different things that we look at. Volume definitely one of them. So there's a little video there with Valeria and the point right there. So we'll see how that video does today. But definitely check that out, Rick. Have you been looking at any of our Market Wisdom videos? If you do, maybe you have one that's a favorite. And if not, or even if you have, do you suggest anything? Is there anything you'd like us to focus on maybe in the next couple videos?
You guys pretty much nail it so far from what I've watched. I mean, it's awesome. You keep them. I like that you kind of keep them short and sweet, and you get right to the point. I'm really looking forward to this volume one. I'm actually reading a book right now, and the chapter I'm on is the significance of volume and how to read it. And I realized how much I was not paying attention to volume. So, I mean, I would look at it, but I didn't really understand what I was looking at, I guess you could say. But now I'm excited to watch your video on it too, and then kind of compare my notes to what I've been reading and what you guys have been doing. But one video you guys did that I think is underrated was, I can't remember what you titled it, but analyzing your trades.
Right.
I love that because that is so crucial. So that's something I do every day. You know, I keep a spreadsheet, I track everything, see what I did right and wrong. And then the fact that you guys did a video on that was probably like my favorite one because I think it's kind of an underrated thing.
1,000% I agree with that. I think one of the things that a lot of traders will do is maybe they'll look at a couple of trades, and you can see our sponsor there, Lewis Daniels, of course. But one of the things they'll do is they'll only go over, like, say, I had this like nice winning trade. How can I make more money? Or they're the type of person that just sort of dwells on their losses. But you have to look at almost every single trade in terms of, did you follow your plan? Was there something outside of your expectations that you weren't considering that maybe the next time on that setup you should be? You know what? I'm not rocket here, and I should really be talking about Baidu because, you know, certainly when I review this trade that I had in the long side in Baidu, I knew going into this breakout here at 117 that I was going to be very, very concerned with what IQ was doing. Unfortunately, I don't take the profit aggressively enough, And then when IQ drops on a dime, I wasn't fast enough getting on the way out. It was a situation where I needed to have a trailing stop, assuming that any move down could have been driven by IQ, and I didn't want to get wicked out here. I don't have that plan of action. If I'm ever trading something which is relying on news in another name or movement in another name, I'll go with the trail once it goes in the money. I've learned that lesson. Not something I do very often, but something you got to make sure you do every single day so you can improve your trading. Brendan's got something for us. What do you got there, bud?
A little one, guys. Back to small cap world here. NPTN. This is Neophotronics. I don't know. 8% move here. We went from 780 up to 850 on a huge volume spike about 20 minutes or so ago. But a bit of a mess on the daily chart. $9 is really a significant level, but 50 cents obviously away from that. But nice look for Neophotronics, guys.
Okay, yeah, another random name there, so we'll have a look definitely at that one. I did want to check back in. IQ's not going to go anywhere. We're long Microsoft. That's a big winner, 17 cents right now. So we'll drop down the money a little bit. We like that. We like making money, like Neil said there. Get those dopamines going when you get the successful trades. So there we go, nice little trade there on MSFT. We cashed out just like literally 10%. I'm hoping for a bigger move here. Like I said, 208. 80 or so would be a little bit of a target there. We do have an order waiting to get out here at 69er on the upside, so we'll see about getting out some there. We do have some size at 68, so maybe take some out right now, but a good trade to go right now so far on Microsoft. Uber making a move down. Rocket, darn it, man. Like, it seems like I can't hold these names long enough here. Rocket Mortgage, again, off the earnings. Come on, let's update the chart. Yeah, we go long, we get out, it comes right back, break through VWAP again. That was another good little trade there through VWAP. Rocket Mortgage just hasn't been a friend of mine today, but there goes Microsoft, and you wanted it, you got it. It's a chicken dinner winner. There's Microsoft, nice little move to the upside, 40 plus cents now. Starting to cash some of this out now for real as Microsoft making the champions happy. Here we go to the upside. Nice little trade for Softy. We just took some more out on that one as there's my chart, Rocket Mortgage. Here's Microsoft out right there at 83. Let's see how high this one wants to go, guys.
Yeah, another super chat from our good friend Russell Julian. Unbelievable. We appreciate all of the love that you're giving us here. I just saw on my imbalance locator that I am seeing quotes trickle in terms of an opening possibly happening on CVAC. Of course, it's still closed for the time being, but if it opens up at 40, I mean, wow, that's a tremendous amount of, it's like a 250% return off of that 16. Of course, a lot of people aren't going to be able to sell right away due to lockup, but either way, could be another one of those rockets. We saw Lemonade be like the similar thing, and it opened at 50 when priced in the 20s, and still hit 60, and then a couple of days later up at 80 and 90. So it's certainly possible we can get that kind of action. Before we get to it, I want to jump over to Baidu, which back again, like I was just mentioning the stock, it's at the bottom end of the range here, looking to potentially break out. Very similar setup to what happened before, but just watch out for IQ. As much as it could be good through 116.50 here to break to the upside, it's almost like you have to have a stop that sits resting, looking at what's going on in IQ. If there's a big down move there, you almost have to cover. I do like this opportunity, though, maybe to get you to 117 for a quick little scalp at lunchtime, guys. But certainly, we talked about IPOs a little bit here, Rick. I know you're not heavily involved in them always. One of the things we're talking about volume here is you want to consider the amount of volume. If this thing opens up, CVAC, and in the first few minutes is done like a few 100,000 shares, I don't think that's going to be the case. But if that were the case, I'll be like, hands off. No way I'm touching it. That can be a big indication, sometimes as important, as big as the issue might be here. I'm really hoping we have a chance to trade this one live for you guys, but there's absolutely no guarantees when it comes to that. DraftKings, bit of a frustrating story for me. I got, I wish I had that key, pigs get slaughtered, locked up here. I could have taken a scalp trade off at 75 and the other half out in front of 35. I tried to hit the home run, not a home run, but get most of it out in front of 35 for the bigger win. Unfortunately, sleepy time in DraftKings. Still down 4%, but you can see the nice clean upward trend it's put in. I'm going to throw my stop tightly at 34.25 just because this is starting to resist a little bit. And I really feel like there'll be a bigger play to be had if it bounces off VWAP. That's a dollar type trade, whereas this is more of like a 25 to 50 cent winner. So it's got to have a tighter stop. At this time of day, you got to start thinking about the long term.
Okay, we'll take this off. And yeah, Superman feeling like it right now as Microsoft, we just tweeted that out right now. Microsoft, look at this, ding, ding, ding. And this is how you trade this name, guys. We're buying it all through VWAP here. We did miss it. We took it up here. Average, average, average. We believe in this name. Gave this one to you hours ago. So now that it's a 60-cent winner, that's a good one. And I know, Rick, you follow me on Twitter here, and it's very important. I feel like a lot of traders like to look back. I have lots of comments. We have, I think, over 20 or so direct messages that I'm going to get to after the show. But here's a nice little Microsoft win. Do you use Twitter at all for any resources there, or where do you get a lot of your news from? I guess maybe it's from the show, but other than that, do you do research pre and post market? I know you're only trading Tesla, but do you have a resource that maybe you go to other than Trader TV Live?
Yeah, but they're both from you guys. Investing.com, I use that a lot. What's the other one? Market Chameleon. I use that not as frequently, but I hop on that. And then I actually have a $100 subscription to Motley Fool for like longer stuff that I've used too. So those are kind of the three resources I check out every morning. I put together a small watch list, and then I compare it to what you guys have, and then I narrow that down to just a few names. So those are kind of my resources that I have for right now. I had a lot before, but I overwhelmed myself with too much info. So I'm trying to keep it sweet. I don't need a ton of stuff, especially with you guys providing the watch list and everything.
Oh, that's another thing, our watch list. Yeah, guys, hit that up. Watchlist.tradertv.live. Very important. We go over all of the names and everything that we do pre-market. Join us every day at 9 o'clock where we'll review those watch list names. And again, Rick, thank you so much for bringing that one up. My eyes are going everywhere. I'm just waiting to see if there's any news on anything coming through right now. The market.
Tesla's creeping back up. I know, Rick, you're going to be watching that, obviously. I'm watching it too.
I'm distracted, that's why.
It's got to get like 15.
You're staring at it. It broke VWAP, so I'm hoping it holds it and gets another candle over it. So I'm looking at a 5-minute. I want to see another 5-minute open above it here, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, certainly, even when you jump there, it's sort of worth keeping in mind on my 3. I want to zoom in. I was sort of giving you guys a higher time frame look. I know we'll jump from like 1-3. I do look at a 5 or a 10 on my other chart screen up here, but unfortunately, it's easier to show you guys executions on a 1 or a 3. Look, if Tesla is going to make the break, I'm trying to be patient as I can here, but it is starting to get a little bit stronger. The market is just like we've been saying the entire time. The market's a little bit sleepy, and I feel like if you jump in too early here, as much as I see the NASDAQ starting to creep up, if you jump in too early, you can really get whipsawed around, and there could be some breakouts, some failed breakouts or some psych outs that you don't want to be involved in. I do have the nice trade on in both JWN, of course, Nordstrom's, and PHAT, I keep saying that, FAT to the downside. And this is one I'm just going to let roll here. I think there's not much of a reason to do anything. I do see a volume spike to the upside, but it's shy of my target entry. So I'm not going to, I have the last third that I have on in this trade, and we're sort of rolling for the home run on a breakdown to around 5 even, or it'll have to break 650, where my stop has been the entire time. So not much of a reason to do anything. I'm not going to get shocked by this. If I was holding my entire position here, maybe I'd consider taking some out. But you want to watch out. If it breaks 650, I'm out. There is limited size here. You'll see some order flow that'll jump in for a few thousand shares from time to time on the level 2. And you just want to make sure that there is liquidity at your stop or around your stop when you put it in. Otherwise, you can get slipped a ton on a name like FAT. Brennan, what do you got?
Time volume mover here, guys. SKY as Sky Solar. This is a micro cap, $65 million micro cap on this one. Just popped up again on a volume scanner. Bounced all the way to 475 there. They won a court ruling down in, I want to say Bahamas, but it might be one of the islands, as far as another company was suing them over patent infringement down there. They won that court ruling, so popping up on that news today. But big time relative volume on SKYS. This thing barely trades usually. Up 42%, guys.
Back. Yeah, there's Lewis Daniels, and you're going to be getting one of those watches. We keep talking about that, so congratulations to you getting that watch. Hopefully we can throw that down for you pretty soon. Well, we will, not hopefully. Okay, 209 and change. Yeah, I don't want to give the wrong impression there. 208.90 here. Microsoft, we just got some out. We're on our last part now. We have that 10% left on Softy, so that's generally what we do. Is that something that you look for as well, Rick, or do you take like ultimate outs? I mean, a lot of traders, they're one in, one out. I'm normally one time in and multiple outs. You've been watching the show forever, so you know that. And here's a perfect example. I've made over 200 trades today, but if you look, like there's like maybe like 50 fills up here for one long. You know, you take 1,000 shares or something, and then each one of these is maybe 50 shares out. And I sort of like to do that and then try to hold on for a little bit more. So what kind of a strategy do you use? Do you just take a look at charts longer term and maybe take out a third here, a third there? Does it vary? What kind of style are you looking at?
Yeah, you said typically a third. When I first started, I didn't. It was just in and out, one trade each. You know, that's it. But now it's a third. So I go by a percentage of what my target is, and then I'll normally have a trailing stop for the next 2/3, and then I let the last third run as much as it wants. If that makes sense. But yeah, I do the 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 plan whenever I get out. In once, out 3 times.
I like it. I like the approach. I mean, some people do a third, quarters, whatever it might be. I think the idea is that lots of ways that a stock can move through a progression or through price levels. And you know, let's say you look at Codex, which is in a downward trend. I mean, it goes from 18 all the way down to like say 16 here. I mean, you know, when it talks about trading, it's like if you just think it's going to 16 even and you're going short at 17.90, you can take that short and put everything there at 16. And there's one way in which you'll win. Let's say your stop is at the high at 18.25. It needs to print you at 16 before it prints you at 18.20. That's the only way you're going to win. And any other thing that's going to happen, you're either sitting holding it all day long, whatever it might be. But if you actually get some orders in on the way down, you have some flexibility. That way, if it stalls just shy of your target, if it went to 16.50, you're still right, but you didn't make any money if you didn't take any profit. That's one of the reasons we do that. I just want to give a quick shout out to one of our viewers who's enjoying having you on here as well in the community. But XRP, Ethan, XRP Dogman in the chat. But Ethan, I want to give you a big shout out. We're going back and forth a little bit here, helping us out because Sean, there was an imposter, and I want to let you guys know here. I don't know if you mentioned it at any point, maybe when I was in the bathroom, Sean, but there was a fake Sean Twitter account that was literally interacting with some people. So thank you to Ethan for pointing that one out to us. We're going to go ahead and report that. If you see that, look, it's just simply at Trader TV, Neil, Sean, Brendan. If you see anything else on top of it, that's not us, guys. And we don't want you guys to be duped by getting advice or talking about things from people that are not us. Unfortunately, that's the way the internet is. Thank you, Ethan, for pointing that out to us, guys.
Hey, man, not the first time that's happened to me. So, yeah, hey, look, that's a form of flattery, I take it. So open up all the fake accounts you want because your boy's not going anywhere. And here we go. I'll just put it up right now. And yeah, look, this is what it looks like at Trader TV. Sean, the fake one had a 0 there. We had 2 N's was a problem as well. The problem really is that I need to get verified, but Twitter's not doing that anymore for a bit because of all of the, you know, are you a government official, fake news, this and that. So they've really stopped the verification process. So unfortunately, I can't get verified yet, but 6,500 followers will drop the Twitter link in there again for you guys and girls out there looking to trade and ask me questions. You could definitely do that. I know, like we said before, Rick, you and I have gone back and forth a little bit on Twitter. So we definitely do support our family there on Twitter. So thanks for that, Dogman XRP. I love XRP. I don't know if Neil knows what XRP is, but I do, and I believe in it. So let's get going now to the upside on all of this. Okay, other than that, man, we just have JP Morgan on 23 cents to the long side there, and Microsoft 33 cents. Let's go.
CVAC now has like $1 million worth of interest in the opening and balance, and I see it just constantly updating here. Apologies, I know Sean has this set up for you guys to see on a bigger font. I don't. So even if I put it up on my screen, it's hard for you guys to see, but it is updating constantly. It looks like it is going to open possibly imminently. The more updates that I see for the imbalance usually is an indication that you're going to see an open rather soon. Still nothing yet, of course, but if it opens at 40, I'm not going to do any kind of a market on open idea. It's going to be if I see a bid, if I see size, I'm going to take a shot in front of it. If it breaks, we're just getting out. We're going to play that momentum, play some breakouts. 40 even if it opens at that price. I'm not saying it will, just what I saw on Twitter. I'll probably look to defend that the first time through if there's a buyer there. Otherwise, we'll look to see if something does come up. But only about 15 minutes left, unfortunately, so no guarantees that we're going to get that trade. I'm still in DraftKings for you guys here. Not really going if I can actually get my chart to load here, but also still holding my support at 34.25, guys. So if it doesn't break that to the downside, I'm still going to be long, looking for a push up to 35 even. Just hasn't happened on Donkey Kong. Brandon, what do you got, bud?
Rick mentioned this one, actually. Meso, MESO starting to go here again a little bit. Just ripped through 18, immediately up to 1950 on big volume spike here. So MESO catching a little bit of volume here, guys.
Meso, okay, there it is again. Wow, Lewis Daniels getting a lot of love today, for sure. Ben, I want to thank Rick for being on the show. I know you picked up your Trader TV mug, so cheers to you on that one. Good looking sweater there as well. So again, thank you for the support. You support us. We like to support you guys here as well, and hopefully we can with a few more winning trades. So cheers to you, Rick, and thank you again for your continued support, especially on Twitter and all over the place, and continuing to watch the show. And that goes to everybody, guys. Share the show. Look, the more viewers we have, the better it's going to be. We don't charge anything, so hopefully you're getting some entertainment value out of all of this, as well as some knowledge, and that's what's most important to us. And coming up right now, did you drop the link yet? I don't think so. But Valeria, I think this is probably the best picture we've ever had, because the other ones are me and Brendan and Neil. So there we go, Valeria there with the nice hoop earrings. So we'll see if that takes off today or not. But there it is, volume. And you talked about that, Rick, as well. Very important topic. We think it's important, and you've been reading a little bit about volume, so I know you'll be checking that out, as we will be producing more videos for you guys every week. We do 5 new ones on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Have you ever joined us live for one of those, Rick?
Yeah, not lately. Normally at that time of the day, I actually leave at about 12 o'clock and go to the gym and just kind of get away from the trading, because that's when I make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah,
So
I feel you.
I honestly just try to get away from it at that time, and then I watch later. But every once in a while I have tuned in, but honestly not often. I normally watch the recording, but because I get too tempted to make a trade.
All right, well, wait, well, we used to be friends, but okay. No, just playing around with you, of course. Yeah, no, thanks for that. And yeah, good to go to the gym and good to get your mind off things, because look, if you sit here and think about stocks all the time, every day, like every moment of your life, then you'll be like me, and that's not a good thing. So you don't want to do that. But I did want to give a big thank you right now to who this is, Chip Herndon. Thank you so much, Chip. Welcome to the show as well. And we'll continue to go and sponsors up. Lewis Daniels is a sponsor. Our number one sponsor is, of course, Day Trade the World. That's the software that we're using here, guys. Day Trade the World. Check that out if you're looking to open up a proprietary trading floor. The best. I've been here 19 years. So there you go. Needless to say, I have a lot of positive things about Day Trade the World. So check that out, daytradetheworld.com.
Yeah, one of them, of course, is being able to trade IPOs. I just want to add to it. We've talked a little bit about CVAC, of course, but there is another one, DCT. I'm not as interested in this one, despite the fact they have raised twice as much money. So it is a little bit bigger, but not as much a hype behind Duck Creek Technologies. But if you're looking at that symbol, you see the volume spike at some point. That's just going to be another IPO today. We have the advantage of being able to trade. I think my honest opinion on IPOs, if you don't have direct market access, if you can't see a level 2, you're probably going to want to stay away from them, unless you just legitimately want to invest in the company, like you believe in, like, you know, Lemonade's business or something along those lines, or like Nikola, or in a stack or something like that. For trading it, especially day trading, you need to have levels that you can play off of, or that direct market access to just play some momentum, because there's no chart pattern for you to work with here. Watching Codex, I know we only have like 10 minutes to go here, guys. So I'm in the money in DraftKings, but I've gone over that one fat the last third here. If I don't get like 5.25 or something, like almost $1 win, then I'm not going to be too excited about the last third. But Codex has been trying to break through this 16 even area a couple of times. If it does make a bit of a turn off this level, I think there could be a nice little bounce back play. So if it consolidates off 16, I would take a shot at like a 16.25, 16.30, give it to the low of the day, trail it, see if it can't get back to VWAP here. Codex is getting absolutely battered. You're sort of seeing what happened. There was at least a little bit of support in this 15 to 16 range in the past. If it does want to make a turn, that's more of a scalp play in terms of an investment. I wouldn't touch Codex at this price.
Okay, yeah, more talk here as we go. Just getting some orders off and on right now. Okay, Microsoft right here. We're holding that last 10%. It's coming right back. We're long at 37. We're going to get out if it does break this VWAP, which is 44. So pigs get slaughtered, and we don't want that to happen. But it's about that time. It's 11:49. Rick, you may know what time it is because it's fruit salad time. Okay, we have to wait to see CVAC is going to open up soon. We don't want to miss that one. But Rick, today's fruit salad is brought to you, I'm going to say, by Cantaloupe. Nothing like an orange melon every day. There's also some blueberries going through there. Tell me you have some fruit salad for us today, Rick.
Yeah, again, I like the strawberry. I actually like yours. I like the cantaloupe in there.
Yeah, I love the cantaloupe.
With some berries, I like it. I like what you got going on today. No watermelon I didn't see, so that's good.
We're lucky because we get a caterer here, so although my wife is a fantastic cook, actually you don't have to cook fruit salad. But I did want to welcome you. There was some notes there. Daryl was mentioning there. I want to say what's up to Daryl on the chat again. One of our valued members there mentioned about driving from Pittsburgh to Toronto. So if you're ever up here, Rick, in the lovely country of Canada, and I mean, I could say the best city in the world, Toronto, but that's going to offend people. So I won't say it, but it is. Okay, so if you did want to come through, let us know. You're more than welcome anytime. Come to our trading floor, see the studio. Let's go out and have a beer. You're welcome to come up. Thank you for the support once again, Rick. So let us know. Fire me off a message or a tweet, or you have the direct line anyways through email. So let us know if you're ever in Toronto. Would love to have you on the floor, all right?
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
There it is. There's the invite, guys. So we lined them up and knocked them down. Yeah, Rick, no problem. You can come through here anytime. Just let us know. Give us like a day's notice. So make sure that there's something for you to do around here. But we'll hook you up real nice like that. So thank you, Rick, again. Anybody in the Eastern Coast, if you come on, be our guest of the day and support us like Rick, would love to have you through.
Yeah, and the floor is sort of opening up as you can hear the clattering sometimes of dishes behind us, because that means
I need to know what's for lunch.
Yeah,
here,
exactly.
So,
I heard the clattering,
and
it smells
chicken,
solid. No, but it smells decent. I don't know if
if it's chicken, there's going to be a problem. But
tandoori chicken, I'm hearing from one of our traders. So that's,
damn it!
It's still, it's not. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was trying to think of a good spin to put on it. I think we've had like chicken. We had lasagna one time, but it's like chicken or salmon every single day. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. It might be okay.
At least there's some spice to it. Look, I'm not going to hate on the chicken. I'm just playing around, but we do get it quite often. We love chicken because you know what chicken also gives us, Rick, is chicken dinner winners. So there you go. Chicken every day. You know what I think happened here? This is my theory, guys. I think the caterer started watching the show, got excited about all the chicken dinner winners, and therefore is supporting us with mad amounts of chicken. Is that something maybe, Brendan? Could that be a theory?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's chicken, and then there's salmon, and there's not much in between. NVIDIA, guys, big volume spike here. Just checking on headlines, but NVIDIA, big volume spike to the downside, about to go negative, or looking like it wants to go negative here, moving lower, guys.
All right.
Wow.
NVIDIA, not a name that I'd like to short, but a good name.
No, I mean, this is actually like a double, triple bottom here at that low, like 460, without knowing what just happened. I mean, this is at 1150 to get a volume spike. I want to see what's going on overall in NVIDIA. But if it holds it and maybe there's no juice to it, like no news, that could be interesting for a bounce play. You have a bit of a tight stop. I just mentioned in the chat there, I still have that Nordstrom short. We're still going to be in it as long as it holds 75s. It's trying to break VWAP. I've had this target out for a while here. You can see there was a bit of a bounce play around this like 35 to 25 area. Yeah, I'll be happy at this time of day if we can catch that little 40, 50 cent win, but we're still holding on to it. It hasn't broken VWAP just yet, but continuing to test it. I thought this retracement could be a slow one, but that's fine. A winner's a winner. You can take them in all forms, hold it for a while, hold it all day long. Sean had fat all day. And oddly enough, I actually thought maybe holding it to the aftermarket would have been a decent idea on that one, but you never really know. A winner's
I didn't want to get in
winner.
trouble, Neil. You know what happens to me on that front. Microsoft,
what? Who's going to get you? I won't say anything.
Do you want me to call him out?
Leave it go.
Okay, anyway, right here, guys, VWAP right now, 208.45. And what we're talking about is Neil and I trade, obviously, with Day Trade the World, proprietary trading firm. We're flat at 4 o'clock, so you're not allowed to hold anything past 4 o'clock. So that's why we talk like that.
I kid, of course.
Yeah, of course. We're just kidding around. But I have to say that because we just want everyone to know that we do not hold anything past 4 o'clock. Pre-market trading is allowed, and pre-market trading today, I wish was not allowed because in Rocket here, we got long off of this break twice. We only meant to get long once. I don't know why twice. It's my bad. Put 2 orders in there. Has that ever happened to you, Rick, where you're trading, everything's kosher, and then all of a sudden you have double the shares that you initially wanted?
Yep, a lot of technical mistakes early on, man. A lot of technical mistakes. I did it with Tesla the other day. I thought I bought, I shorted, and like, no, don't, and I had to reverse it real quick. But yeah, just a couple. I mean, they're few and far between now, but definitely at first. That's why the simulator is very good for that paper trading, just to get the technical part out of the way. The emotion obviously is a whole different animal, but like I definitely needed to practice on paper for those technical errors because you don't even understand the mistakes you can make until you make them. I think so.
I think that's a great point.
We've all
that's
had
actually. Yeah, again, great look there. I never even thought about that. You don't know the mistakes until you make them. And that's why the other thing too is trading. I did want to bring this up as well because you just mentioned there about simulating trading. And look, if you trade smaller shares, bigger shares, whatever it is, until you have real risk on, and I think this is what you were getting at there, Rick, is that you don't know the feeling of taking huge losses or huge winners. Trading in paper mode is very much a different experience than in live. So we do always recommend, you always hear Neil and I talk all about trading in paper mode, and that we definitely suggest that, especially for beginning traders, but you definitely need to experience some live trades to get that true feeling.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you can't. I mean, I know whenever it was like my first week, I was down like $1,000, and I'm like, I never understood the feeling of how hard this was until I went through it. I thought I understood it. Thought I was prepared for the risk.
Right.
But until I actually went through that process, you can't simulate it. You can't. There's no way to do it. You have to go through it and experience it, and then kind of bounce back from it.
That's the reality. That's reality. The best thing you can do is exactly what you said. Is just if you have the technical side of it, like what keys to hit, sort of the mechanical aspect, which you can control. You master that first because you know that other end of the spectrum is coming here. And when we have people, we have a fantastic simulator at Day Trade the World, and we have people that will come in as trainees and be on it for 2 or 3 months, even when they go live. I mean, they're going to go live, regardless of how well they've done in the simulator. They're going to go live on a small amount of shares or with a smaller, tighter stop because a lot of things are going to change. And for some people, that transition is fast. For others, it takes some time. Whatever it is, you have to go through it at some point, and we all certainly experience it here. Just going to note, Brendan was talking about NVIDIA moving to the downside. AMD just broke the low of the day as well, as we are seeing a bit of a push to the downside in the NASDAQ, but looks like it's being led by some of the chips here. Brendan, what do you got?
That other IPO just opened, guys. If you're wondering, that DCT, not CVAC, but DCT just opened. Okay, a few things here, guys, on that NVIDIA story. So ARM is a UK-based chip maker that they were in the process of trying to buy from SoftBank. SoftBank, majority owner of ARM, trying to do a deal with NVIDIA. Looks like that's going to run into some regulatory hurdles, so that's one. Let's have a look at what is available for you right now to have a look at. We mentioned it all morning long, guys, the importance of volume. Educational video. Valeria has the link for you in the chat at the moment. We're also going to have a look at a very, very small earnings board. There are still some earnings names to come. One on here that might give us a trade, guys. JD.com reporting Monday pre-market. So JD.com, also Foonware. I mean, we've traded that on the show as well.
The trade, PHUN. JD, let's have a quick look at that just to see how it's doing right now, because that's a big name, JD.com, a Chinese name in play, obviously, most days here as we go. Today down 2.5%. Obviously, you saw Baidu, you saw IQ. It's going to be very exciting. Imagine these guys have some kind of accounting problem that they may announce. I'm just saying that just because of what IQ did today. But JD, a heated name, guys, from the March lows, 35, doubles up to 70, now hovering around. Actually, Brendan and Neil and Rick, this looks like a good little trade here. Could break out one way or the other. JD, check us on Monday. Should be a good day.
Yeah, exactly. And you talk about the Market Wisdom channel. We mentioned how to look at an earnings report. We've had that as well. And certainly, if there's any topics that we've covered maybe already that you want us to go over again, I think those are welcome as well. So we'll watch it. I kind of like it when there's only one or two interesting names to go through. But Rick, as always, you've been fantastic. There's one last thing I know we got to get to today. Let's see in just a quick second what national day it is. I am absolutely starving over how good the chicken smells, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself because we've been disappointed before. But let's quickly see if we can go to Valeria in a few seconds to get what the national day is. I'm still watching, guys. Just a note, CVAC obviously is not going to open up. If we get some trades on it, we'll tweet them out for you after 12. I wish we got a chance to trade it. We didn't. Let's go to Valeria. Today's national day.
Hi Rick, thank you very much for joining us today. You look fantastic. That hoodie suits you so good. I wish you a great rest of the trading day, great weekend, and hopefully to see you soon again. Trading family, thank you very much for this great week, for all the support and love. Again, for reaching 70,000 of subscribers. We are all one huge team, and let's get better each day together. Special thank you to Russell Jackson. You're a super chat here today. I wish you a great trading day also, and we can't wait for you to join us live. And guys, before you leave to watch our next educational video about volume importance, please hit the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you on Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern time. And happy creamsicle day, everyone, whatever it is.
What the heck are those on the creamsicle? Is that some poppy seed?
Yeah, what?
I don't know, sesame seed, maybe. Obviously, it's sesame seed. I don't know what that is, but
Why would you have I don't know.
my kids like creamsicles. I like creamsicles, actually. Very refreshing treats. So grab some creamsicles. I'm sure you like creamsicles, Rick.
Yeah, I haven't had one in a long time, but I do like them.
I feel like they're a childhood treat, yeah, because same thing with me. I don't remember the last time I had a creamsicle. So.
Yeah, I cannot remember. I enjoyed it the last time I had it.
There we go. Right now, guys, JP Morgan, we're going to get ready to flush that stock out. It's a nice little 42-cent winner. So bang for one last bit of bag here. Today, I want to make sure that everybody out there watching has a fantastic weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. The weekend is upon us. Enjoy it. Have fun with your family. Be safe out there, and we'll see everybody back on Monday.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. It's been a fun ride. I think it's not going to be done. Certainly, we're going to be watching. I know you'll be watching, Rick, Tesla in the afternoon. Let's watch for a potential break. We've talked about it over and over again. Might not happen because it's that Friday action, but you get that 65, 70 area push. Maybe we get a push through the top. Rick, I want to thank you for coming on again. Enjoy the watch. Enjoy the weekend. I hope you don't enjoy the football season because I'm not much of a Pittsburgh fan myself.
I hope we have one.
No, we'll have one.
If we have one, I'll be happy. That's.
DraftKings will be happy. Well, they'll be happy if we have one for sure as well. Watch DraftKings and Penn throughout the week. Got to go down the line here. As always, Valeria doing a fantastic job. And I think it's the best picture and thumbnail we've ever had on today's video that we're dropping here. I think everyone agrees with that. Lucas, can you make me look that good? No, you can't. Sean is always doing a fantastic job. My good friend. And I do see Brendan. Every time I go to Brendan at this time, he's got news for us. I don't know if you got something here, buddy.
Moderna, mRNA to the downside. I mean, it's a headline, but it's not really a headline. The U.S. government is coming out saying that payments for vaccine doses are subject to approval of said vaccine through regulatory measures. So it's a headline, but not much, guys.
Thank you very much. As always, I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you very much, Rick.
Thank you.
I thought you were like watching a video or something.